funny guy. I heard a rumor about Tim.
What is the rumor?
Tim, our program director. That Tim, Tim has put on a lot of weight since you got him on a diet and and successfully got him to lose a lot of weight. In fact, he was your prize student for a very short time. And, which was amazing.
I now have the tools in order to take the weight off.
I was more interested in Tim's health.
Right. But he took off a lot of weight.
Cookies are my weakness.
And so, he has put on a lot of weight recently. And so, we have this Cookie Wednesday or Cupcake Wednesday.
Cupcake Wednesday,
yeah.
yes.
And I know it's it's a big temptation for everyone because they stick the cupcakes right in the center of our hall.
You can't get away from the smell.
Yeah, it's there in the hall. And, you know what, I don't know. I don't have a problem with it because
you don't walk by it 50 times.
Right. So evidently, one of the guys or a couple of guys, this is what I heard, saw Tim walk. He has a move. He walks by the cookies and the cupcakes, and he palms one when he thinks no one's looking. He runs into the bathroom and eats it.
Oh my God!
Right, and he's embarrassed.
What's wrong with him?
So I guess they were going to do the story on the news, and Tim put the kill on it.
He killed the story?
Yeah.
That's not right.
I mean that. But he's evidently very embarrassed. Like, you know what? He's a guy.
He's like a smoker who's fallen off.
Yeah.
And he won't smoke. He won't buy a pack. He's bumming. And he smokes in secret, hiding it from all the people he told he was quitting.
I want to liberate Tim. Tim, so everyone knows you got fat. We know you must be eating something.
You have to be eating. We can see
right.
it.
It's okay, dude. Eat your. It's so depressing to think that he's hiding in that little bathroom eating his cupcake.
Cookie in the bathroom?
Yeah. Where is he?
Cookies are my weakness.
We know cookies are your weakness. Where is he?
I'm calling him now.
Yeah, give him a call. Tell him to come down here. It's so sad. Like, the thought of him munching in the bathroom is just, it's like a woman.
And then killing the story. I mean, get a sense of humor about yourself. Maybe it'll be better.
He doesn't have a sense of humor about himself. There was another news story that he killed that I heard that I thought was ridiculous that he killed it.
What was that?
I think Tim, you know how you got him drinking that green drink? Because it's healthy for him?
Uh-huh. It's juice.
Yeah, and I guess, I don't know how it works, but like, do you return the bottles or something?
There's a juice place called Organic Avenue, and they have these glass bottles. Yeah. And you're supposed to return the bottles because they're real expensive glass bottles.
Well, I heard he returns the bottles full. Like
what?
Am I right, Gary? Have you heard this?
I have.
Yeah.
I have.
I get reports on Tim.
I knew something was up because I was in his office yesterday, and he had the green drink there. So jokingly, I said to his assistant, Sarah, I was like, ooh, can I have some? And she turned around. She didn't know I was joking. She goes, oh, we have plenty.
So when he returns the bottles, they're full.
I guess the interns picked them up for him, but they've been returning them and they're full. That's the story I'm hearing.
Well, why is he bothering getting them?
He's trying.
That's expensive stuff not to be using.
Where is Tim? He won't come in?
He's not here.
Oh, we're kidding. What's his story? He used to be in at the crack of dawn.
He used to be able to get up before he stopped doing all the right things.
He almost always is.
He used to get up when he drank his green drink. Couldn't wait to get here to get it.
Do what you got to do.
You do what you got to do.
I know
do what you got to do.
The TV guys hit me on the intercom every time Tim comes in, and they're doing like over how much they think he's gained since he lost his lowest amount of weight.
What do you think he's gained?
They think it's at least 30 pounds.
Yeah, I'd say that's about right. I'd say he's put back 30
But
pounds.
a couple of people were thinking maybe 40.
No. I mean, he had fat clothes when he started. Robin got him thin. He went to all these skinny, like, he's one of those guys, he was still a little bit chubby, and his clothes were way too tight. So then he started to get heavy, and I saw he had thrown out all his fat clothes because he was convinced he was gonna stay thin, and I told him to hold on to those fat clothes for a couple of months.
Can I tell you what our favorite Tim outfit was? When he lost the weight, he got these jeans, and then he got like this sort of almost like a Western shirt. He would wear that all the time.
Right.
And then he started to put back just a tiny bit of weight, and he had whatever the male equivalent is of camel toe.
Right, yeah.
Cock. Like a big cod piece.
Cock toe.
Cock toe. And everybody would go like, Tim would have those jeans on, you would see cock toe.
Yeah, because he was heavy, and his cock had no room in those jeans. Oh, Tim is downstairs. He's going to be up in 5 minutes. I'm surprised he killed the cupcake story.
I understand being embarrassed about it because, I guess he's supposed to be our leader, and it does sound funny that he's in the bathroom.
Yeah, but when everybody else is a target and those stories would have been done, he can't kill them on himself.
Can't kill a cupcake story.
Right. That seems sort of, low on the, on the chain of things that would piss you off.
If he was fucking 5 different women, I get it, But cupcake story? If he was cheating on his taxes, I get it. But the cupcake story, good Lord, can't kill that one.
He tries though. Like, have you ever been in Tim's office?
I don't go back there.
So he's got a refrigerator,
Right.
and it's full of the green drinks. He bought weights. Like sometimes he tries to lift weights between.
He has weights in his office.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Is there a bed?
They have a setting on them, right?
Yeah.
Like you turn a dial.
And it gets heavier or something?
Yeah,
One of those.
yeah. So it could be 5 pounds. You turn the dial. It's 10 pounds. Turn the dial again. It's 20 pounds.
What's he got it turned on?
I don't know. I almost bought him off him.
You think he could even do a push-up?
Yeah. Tim's okay. I mean, he's heavy, but he's not. He's not completely out of shape.
Right.
I think he could do stuff.
Right. Wow. He sneaks into the. What does he do? He palms a cupcake and then he sneaks into the bathroom and eats it.
That's what people have said.
Who does he think is not seeing? There are eyes everywhere here.
So
Yeah. You can't hide anything around here.
And by the way, don't try to walk by the TV room. There's 40 sets of eyes.
Right. So he palms it. He gets into the bathroom. And he's in there for a couple of seconds, and he eats the cupcake.
Wolfing down the cupcake. Is that even enjoyable?
I'd like to know. Like, I'd love to follow. I wish we didn't do this.
Does he flush?
Well, I would have followed up to see, like, does he take the cupcake wrapper and put it right on top of the garbage, or does he pick up paper towels and put it under?
Like hiding it under?
Well, and does he flush to pretend like he just went to the bathroom?
I don't know.
Man. Where is he when you need him? Good Lord.
It's taking a long time to get up.
Yeah. I don't think he wants to deal with us. Hey, by the way, I just got word. Tim is here, but he won't come in and discuss the cookies.
I'll go get him.
He's so fucking sensitive. Tell him it's going to be worse if he doesn't come in. Because everyone's going to be laughing at him.
How did he know what we wanted to talk about? Who's ratting?
Nah, he knows.
He's listening on that phone of his.
Gary, make a trail of cupcakes to the studio door to lure Tim in.
That way we'll get him.
Yeah, he'll be tricked. Yeah, come on. We got to talk to him. Got to find out what's up. What's up with Tim?
I don't know where he is.
Oh,
Is he hiding?
I don't know. He's not in his office. He's not in the bathroom. He's not in the TV room. He's not in the newsroom. I don't
Put
know.
our news department on it.
Put
I
out
need
an
him.
APB.
I want him here.
He'll turn up.
He'll turn up. You'll find him. You'll track him down. Does he really care that much about whether he eats a cupcake or not? Is he really that embarrassed?
I wonder if anybody's actually seen him up here yet. Because people said he's here, but he won't come in. But I wonder, did he really come up? Did he make it up here yet?
Where's our news guy? Uh-oh,
They're
what's
created
up?
by man. We can solve them by
earlier
man.
when we were looking for him, I called his office directly,
And
his
he
extension,
answered?
and he answered.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
So he was in his office.
No, the guy at the front desk said he didn't come in yet.
Oh.
You know what? Probably what happened is a lot of guys here, they forward their extension to their phone, which is a good move because it makes
okay.
it seem like you're in.
All right.
There's so many projects and initiatives going on around these channels.
Well, now it'll be really uncomfortable because I'll take a break and Tim will come in and I'll go, I don't want to talk about the cupcake.
You know he's not going to let it go. And you know the longer the day goes on, you just make
No,
it worse. It's so silly. It's not even a big
Benny didn't go to that.
He
He went to a chain pet store
Every
for
single
the shitty little rat.
I know.
You get it for a week at a
I've
time.
had this conversation. You know how many times I've had this conversation? You're preaching to the choir, but inevitably,
Oh, that's great.
You don't have the fat gene.
it's not going to go away.
I don't say this often, but that's brilliant.
I gotta really, you know
But it's so nothing.
I've got the fat gene, but I've got to work really
Mike
hard to
Morales
stay thin. It's
deserves the
difficult.
credit.
Yeah, say something.
It really is difficult.
Mike is a genius.
No, but nobody's saying, nobody's questioning that.
Whoever said it is a genius.
Most people, you know, willpower to me is
I know, but everybody appreciates what you do. That has nothing to do with this. This is just.
willpower is something that's it's the measure of you as a person.
I can tell. What I'm saying is, you don't goofing on the fact that you have a cupcake has nothing to do with whether we get you work hard or not.
Hey, where is our newsman? What's our newsman's name?
John?
John. Hey, where's John? You should know that, Robin. Oh, it's Lisa G. I saw John out there.
I saw him chasing somebody.
I think it was Tim. Tim won't come in. They found Tim. Tim, our program director, won't come in because he's embarrassed. Can you believe Tim's embarrassed about eating some cupcakes? Get the fuck in here.
We need an intervention. I think we need to get some kind of a psychologist or psychiatrist.
No, we don't.
up
Just
here.
get him in here.
No, he's traumatized apparently and needs to deal with this issue.
We better get over it. Well, Lisa, hi.
It's hard when you.
What's hard? What? He's fucking grabbing a cookie and goes into the bathroom and eats it? He can't talk about that?
Well,
That's so nothing.
Well, I met the guy that discovered the fat gene, and he said either you have it or you don't.
Right.
Well, that's not the issue. It's whether Tim can eat a cupcake in public.
I don't want him eating in the bathroom. I want him to eat out in the open. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
And they said if you have the fat gene, you're hungry every single day, every single second of the day.
Yeah, well, you know what? Everybody has the fat gene. We're all hungry. Fuck that. That's all horseshit.
Well, again, you're talking out of school. She met a scientist.
Yeah, I'm the same scientist.
You don't have the fat gene.
Yeah, oh, I have it. Trust me. I got to really, you know what? I've got the fat gene, but I've got to work really hard to stay thin. It's difficult. You know? It really is difficult to stay thin.
They are even now saying that willpower is actually a muscle you have to exercise.
Right. Most people, you know, willpower to me is learned. It's this idea that it's genetic is ridiculous. Willpower is something it's the measure of you as a person.
It's actually an expenditure of energy. You have to really build it up.
I want Tim to come in here and eat a cupcake on camera.
No, I don't know what he's so... We love him. Why is he...
I'm on the phone with him.
What's he saying?
He's very upset. Give me a minute.
This is what I'm saying. We need like a doctor here to talk to him. He's got problems.
Tell him it's only going to get more awkward if he doesn't come in here. Gary. Tell Tim it's going to get more awkward if he doesn't come in.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
It's getting weird.
I'm leaving this open. Tim, Howard's saying it's just going to get more awkward. I'm saying to Tim that the longer it goes, the worse it gets, and it's just so nothing. And Tim's like, hey, I'm under a lot of stress. I work hard. This is unfair.
We know he works.
Nobody's equating. We all think you do a great job.
Right. Tell him it's going to...
We're not your enemies. We love you.
Tell him he's making me uncomfortable now. It's his job.
No, Tim, you got to come in now.
Yeah, I want to get this awkwardness out of it.
He said, I'm doing stuff. I'll be in a little while. But he said, listen, I've been in this business. He's like, listen, I don't want to be Howard's punching bag. And I'm like,
no, I'm just going to try and help him. I'm going to say...
we have the same issue. Remember when Fred was trying to quit smoking, and then he was smoking in secret, and then we discover it?
Yeah, ask Fred how helpful you were.
We were. Is he smoking now? No.
But you had nothing to do with it. I quit on my own.
Right. See? Oh, this is silly. He doesn't...
Howard, he's really genuinely upset. I feel bad for him.
I'm telling you, I hear that this is a problem for him.
Well, now it's becoming my problem because now I'm uncomfortable.
Now both of you need counseling.
Tell him to get in here, or I'm going to
couples counseling.
or I'm going to revoke his bathroom privileges.
They're created by man. We can solve them by man.
Actually, it's dining room privileges.
All right. Anyway, good.
All right.
What's the matter with you? Why are you so upset?
Because I don't want to be a punching bag. So what?
You're
I
not
gained
a
a few.
punching bag.
I gained a couple of pounds. Big fucking
You're
deal.
not a punching bag.
I'll lose it, right, Robin?
Well, if people can, yes.
Exactly.
No, I'm trying to understand something. All right,
Right.
you gained some weight back. In fact, you gained a lot of weight back.
25 pounds.
Okay. So, listen to me. You don't have to hide in the bathroom when you eat your cupcake.
I don't hide. That's bullshit.
Somebody said you palmed. Just tell me if this is true. You
It's
palmed
not
the
true.
cupcake.
No.
and you
I'll
brought
walk
it-
by and I'll grab a cookie every once in a while, whatever.
Right. So this
You're not
is.
palming it and hiding.
No,
You
fuck no.
swear on the Lord Jesus Christ.
I swear in my kids' eyes.
That you never walked into the bathroom and eaten your cupcake.
No.
Okay.
Never. I don't eat cupcakes. I eat cookies.
The cookie.
Exactly. Cookies are my
so
weakness.
why-
Where did this story come from? Did you kill a story about
Because
eating?
everybody embellishes everything around here.
Oh.
So what? So come in and clear it up.
So
Was it so difficult?
No, it's just bullshit.
But what about this accusation that your green drink, you've been returning the bottles full with all your
That's
green
true.
drink? That is true.
That is true.
All right.
Why buy them? They're expensive.
I know it. And I've been trying to drink them.
And you're not a punching bag. I mean, you do look like a heavyweight bag. You know, one of those heavy
Like
bags.
a heavy bag.
No, listen to me. Come here. Come here for a
Gave you
second.
the
No, I
finger.
want to say something. All right. So you're yo-yoing with your weight. So big deal. You're a dude.
Yeah, but I'd like to be thin. I like to be in shape.
I know. Well, you'll get there.
All right.
All right. I mean, well, what's the matter with you? I just wanted to clear up that you don't have to hide in the bathroom and eat cookies. Okay, that cleared it up.
I hope that's not true.
Stop being a pussy and hiding out there. Come
I'm
in here.
souping. I'm doing my detox thing.
Hey, did you see the cake?
Where's that from?
Tim.
Get the fuck out of here.
Come on, Tim.
No.
Talk to me for a sec.
Tim, do you think you're making it worse by avoiding Howard?
I'm not dealing with it. It's bullshit. I don't sit and fucking hide in the bathroom.
He's angry.
It's a fired up program director.
Yeah,
right there.
he's angry.
He's hungry.
The deal is Tim, and it was Doug and Jason and JD and Tim all drove out together.
Oh, and
Yeah.
So they stopped at McDonald's along the way,
Yeah.
and Tim made a big point of telling everybody that he hasn't had McDonald's in 5 years. He told them at the place. He told them when we were at Howard's pool.
why does he lie?
You're
He
absolutely right.
lies all the time about food.
You want to know how we knew he was lying? So Tim gets to McDonald's, and he orders. McDonald's evidently has a brand new sandwich. What's the name of that sandwich?
Oh, Jason knows. Jason, come in here.
The McFatty?
Yeah, like the McTubbo.
The Angus wrap.
Okay.
Oh, the Angus wrap.
The Angus wrap. So Tim orders the Angus wrap, except he specializes it, and everyone realizes the Angus wrap is so new.
That he'd have to have been there to know.
He has to have at least eaten it once to know not to put this, and this in it, because you wouldn't even know.
Yeah, you wouldn't know what's in it.
So then it comes out, not only did he have the Angus wrap, he ordered 2 Angus wraps. Something he never had before. Now, why would you order 2 of them? All right. Then he ordered, I think did he have fries?
No, what they did is he ordered the Angus wraps, and I think he was explaining how he customized them so that they're healthy.
Right.
And then at the end, the woman goes, "Is there anything else?" And he just sticks his head and he goes, "It's the McNuggets."
McNuggets and 2 Angus wraps?
Yeah.
In order to take the weight off.
What is that?
I now have the tools in order to take the weight off.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, those tools are gathering dust in a drawer somewhere.
I think he just said, I'm a tool and I have to take some weight off.
If you're unable to do the lifestyle, you can't take the job.
Right.
But I do have to say, Howard, that if Tim has put on some weight, and anyone who's going to be polite about it, Sam is like a jackhammer.
I know.
Behind, he's like fatty and this and that. All over him.
All over
Oh, my
him.
God.
Jason knows he's heavy and he admits it. And he ain't trying to diet.
Well, Jason hasn't been on a diet and
No.
hasn't made these declarations that he's cured.
And even Tim goes, I brought my green drinks out to your house. And I go, Tim,
why bother?
Stop with the green drinks.
Yeah.
I said, because if you're eating a whole 2 Angus burgers and chicken McNuggets,
where's the room for the green drink?
Right, the green drink is additional calories. I mean, if you're going to use the green drink as a meal, I get it.
I think he's using it as a diuretic. It's going to shit out the McNuggets.
It is what it
He's
is.
trying to push those McNuggets out.
What's that, Tim?
It is what it is.
Say it again, please.
It is what it is.
Thank you. All right, there you go. Very good. It is. The 5 times I asked him what is it.
Oh, my goodness.
The people, you know how we knew he'd been to McDonald's and he was lying? The people at McDonald's greeted him like he was at Cheers,
And they
the
were
bar.
like, hey, Norm, your usual?
Everyone knows his name.
I was
They
a
were like,
man. I was a man for 6 months. Yes.
Why do you drink green drink on top of all the stuff you're eating?
No, because I just feel good on that nutrition.
Right.
So I go off the beaten path a little bit.
Yeah, but I'm
I
saying-
modified it.
But you
Stop
have
lying, Tim. You don't go off
It's
the beat.
not
You're
lying.
off the path.
I'm.
There's no path.
Oh, we'll see.
And it says here you also ate fries at McDonald's, too.
I had some of his fries.
Can you imagine? He had Angus
JD's.
Angus wraps, and chicken McNuggets.
And I haven't been there in, swear to God, in years.
How do you know what's on this Angus wrap?
Because it states on the board, it said whatever.
And how do you make it healthy? By not eating
I
it.
took some of the less healthier stuff off.
Please.
What'd you remove from your Angus burger?
I have no idea.
You don't remember?
I have no idea.
All right.
It was a blur.
All right.
Thanks for having us out, though.
I told you you'd be fat again. You don't
No, I
listen
won't.
to me.
You wait and see. Wait and see. Wait and see, gang.
Yes.
I love these
what
challenges.
What are we waiting for?
Are you still wearing your thin clothes? Or you
No,
had,
I had to
you
go up a
and
size.
buy?
I had to go up a notch. I put on 20. It's coming off.
I saw something you might be interested in. It was on TV. I saw it over the vacation. It's like a girdle. Yeah. T-shirt
Oh, yes, those T-shirts.
that you can
I
actually
saw
buy.
that.
It's $19.95, and it makes you look very slim.
Right. I don't want to do that. I want to be real. So I'm going to get down. Don't worry. Don't worry. See, I
real?
love these challenges.
The best part of Tim getting thin was he threw out all his fat clothes when he got skinny.
Oh, yeah. He
That
was
was
going
smart.
through that closet like it was Christmas.
And I said to him, just box the clothes because I got a feeling you're going to be back up.
Well, I fluctuate a little bit.
No, you don't, Tim. You just keep going up. Stop
No.
lying
I'm
to
going down.
yourself. Stop lying
Watch
to
this.
yourself.
Watch me. Watch
the
me.
only reason you can't
Watch me.
Tim,
Notice
listen
how
to
everything's
me.
so clean now?
Listen
the windows
to
are
me.
painted clean.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
The only
paintings,
reason
everything nice around
you're
here?
having this problem is because you're lying
I
to
love
yourself.
you. You know that.
You're lying to yourself.
No, watch me. Watch me. All right?
Would you watch him?
I'm going to
Keep an eye
watch
on
you,
me.
but you're lying to yourself.
Did they paint here?
Yeah, they painted the hallways. They put up all the
Oh, yeah?
pictures. It's great.
Why did they paint if they were
Because
afraid
it was
of
a
leaving in 6
disaster.
months?
You see how it gets.
Yeah.
So, looks good.
What happens if I do leave in 5? Now it's down to 5.5 months. What happens if I do leave?
You can't leave. You can't leave. We
Because
love
they
you.
painted.
Smart. You sound like the owner of Cleveland because you just go to LeBron. LeBron, we just painted. You're not going anywhere. Threaten to fire the person who did it unless they come forward before we go through the DNA test. And that is a very excellent piece of police work on Al's.
He must have been on something like this before.
I believe he was a former cop, yes.
Al Rosenberg was?
No. I'm joking.
Oh, my God.
You better go back to your office and not get sick. Like, go on a fast.
I am. I'm juicing.
You're a little too old to be getting that sick.
No, I really
You know what I
got
mean? Know what you're eating and putting into your body and putting in your system?
It was all these hot peppers, I guess, whatever. Spicy
peppers. Spicy peppers. Well, I've had hot peppers. I never
Nobody exploded
I never
when you ate
sprayed the walls.
Oh, my God.
I mean, unbelievable. Oh, wait, Tim's ass is on the phone. Tim's ass drops is on the phone. Yes, Tim's ass drops. Oh, there he is. Hi, how are you? All right, thank you. What is it, Doug? Quickly, because I have guests and everything are behind.
Real quick.
Real quick. Come on. The show's got to go on. Let's go. All right, come on.
One last question.
One more question.
One last question.
Come on.
What is it, what is it, Doug?
Doug being manhandled.
Tim just threw a Doug out.
That's going to be good.
Wow.
That is going to be good. What does he have?
All right, guys. Have a nice
All right, later.
What in the world is he going to say?
Doug Goodstein came in. Tim took him into the studio.
And now he's holding the door shut.
Doug, call in.
Oh, my gosh.
Is as bad as can. He knows he's the best. Is as bad as can. He knows he's the best.
Thinks I'm being ridiculous.
I'm sitting there, I'm listening to him, and he's just a douchebag. I mean, it's just unbelievable.
So I talk plenty in the office about a lot of things. You only hear me when I'm upset about something, because that's when Howard finds me interesting enough to bring in, I guess.
You're such a fucking jealous guy. Go get yourself checked into a fucking psychiatrist.
So, yeah, it's not that I hate a bunch of things or that I'm super opinionated. You just only hear me when, I'm really going at it, I
Your
guess.
real personality is diluted to the opinionated dick moments.
Exactly.
I gotcha.
Exactly. And what do I do on the show? I answer the phones during Howard's show. Throughout the show, I do research that I then give to Will, who does research for Howard, on every guest that's coming in. And then someone put it as a utility player, a sixth man. I like that. I kind of know how to do most of the stuff that needs to be done in the back office, so when somebody else can't do it, they know that I'm there. Therefore, we're always covered.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Luke T asks, are you a mean drunk?
I don't drink anymore, actually.
At all?
No, that's not true. And I don't want to say, I don't drink anymore. But
you just said I don't drink
anymore. I know. And I'm retracting that. I'm saying I will have a beer out and about to prove that I'm not like a guy that doesn't drink. To prove that I'm normal. You know what I'm saying?
So just bowing to peer pressure to prove...
No, it's not peer pressure. I don't want to go out on a date with a girl that's not drinking.
Even though you don't drink yourself?
Well, I guess I do drink, but I don't drink a lot at all.
Should we start this whole question over?
No,
I haven't. This right now, Steve.
I haven't been drunk in over a year.
Okay.
At least.
So you socially have one here or there. You wouldn't date someone who doesn't have one here or there.
Right. I think that's weird. And that's why I will have a drink, just to be like,
just to not be weird.
Yeah.
When you were drunk, were you mean?
No, again, this is one of the huge things with the Howard Stern show is like, yeah, you're only gonna hear about it when we do something stupid. So I can only go off of the only times there's been called out on the show was when I flipped out on Ganji during the beer pong tournament.
Right.
Ganji, you're a fucking
You. You. Oh, hey guys! Oh, everybody! Hold on! Why? You got another interview to do, Ganji? Hold on. Ganji's got another interview to do. Hold on. What? Thank you, Ganji. Thank you for ruining my shot, Ganji. Thank you.
And that was, we played beer pong for Howard TV. They had us there all day, and they took time to do interviews, and they dragged out this thing. And then in the last game that's important, they said, hey, whoever makes the next cup is going to win. Not, hey, whoever wins this is going to win. We ran out of time, next cup wins. And I was like, that, basically. And flipped out. And yes, I was drunk, and so...
Wasn't but Ganji's 20-minute interview before the show, we would be fine. What, Ganji? Tell us how it's going to go, Ganji.
Is it more that you're a mean beer pong player than a mean drunk? Is that really the issue? It's about beer pong integrity?
I don't want to lose a game of beer pong because Ganji said you got next cup wins. That's not... If you're in the 6th inning of the World Series and someone goes next run wins, I think the team would be pretty mad about that. Both teams.
Fair point. John R. asks, do you think the term cougar is still used incorrectly?
Luckily for America, I think we've gotten out of the cougar phase.
Really?
Yeah. That I really haven't heard it at all.
What about the
recently.
Cougar Life is our sponsor on the show?
Well, I can't talk about that because what I would say would be very disparaging, and I wouldn't want to disparage a sponsor.
But I'm just bringing up that it's still as relevant as the show. I mean, it's on the show, but it's being used.
I would think
incorrectly.
I would think that yeah, I don't know how to touch that. But no, the cougar problem is not as big as it was.
It's given an excuse for ugly, divorced, lonely women to come to bars that I'm going to. I can hook up with a decent-looking 20-year-old. I don't want these old, ugly women in here. Hey, boys, I'm a cougar. I'm telling you, this is going to bring us down.
And you said in your intro that I hate cougars. That is not the case. I don't hate cougars. I just am not interested in them at all.
You're not interested in cougars. It's not about the term being used correctly or incorrectly.
No, at the time, it was. Like, we would have a 24-year-old intern in our office saying, oh, that 20-year-old, he's hot. I'm a cougar. No, you're not a cougar. A cougar is an older woman.
There's a certain number of years.
Yeah, I mean, you can't be a 24-year-old cougar just because you think a boy is cute. And that was one of my problems or things that I get worked up about was you're not using that term correctly.
Got it.
We weren't as a show and society wasn't. And now people have gotten over older women.
For society's clarification, how many years does a cougar define itself?
You have to be an old woman, first of all.
Okay, over.
So you have to be 50, I would say. Maybe if you're beat up, late 40s. Okay. But I would say 50 and over. And then you have to be attracted or sleeping with a guy who is below his 30s. I would say that's fine cougar territory.
There you have it, America. Question from John K. John asks, what are some things that you do for the show that we as fans don't necessarily know about or get to see?
Oh, I think the notes is a big thing. I mean, I don't even know that people know that Will does the notes. You know what I mean? But every guest that comes in, we do notes on. Now, Will does a substantial amount. I'm not trying to claim that I do as much as Will does. But there's certain stuff that gets used. Gary, I'm one of 4 guys in the back office. John Hine, Jason Kaplan, Will Murray, and myself. And of course, Gary. Many times, Gary comes out and asks the 4 of us, I'm thinking this, what do you guys think? And we talk as a group, and Gary brings it into Howard. He doesn't say, well, Steve Brandano thought this, but he comes in and brings it in. Same with pitching guests. I think this guy would be great on the show. Here's why. He goes and brings it to Howard. I've read a ton of books of people that have come in and done the notes on them. So, besides notes, though, when you hear about a GP1 or 2, a lot of times I put up those clips. There's a lot of stuff going on in our office that I get to Howard through Gary.
Gotcha. You're a gatekeeper of that.
Gary.
Well, Gary's the gatekeeper.
Yes.
You are behind the gate.
Right.
Question from Justin F. Justin asks, why are you such a Napoleonic bitch?
I don't know. I don't know how to answer that. That means that I'm small, right?
That's my assumption.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm 5'8". I would say that's average. So I maybe have an average complex.
You have an average?
I don't know. But again, this all goes to you only hear me when I'm getting worked up on the air, you know? And so I don't know. Many of these questions seem to be like you're entitled or whatever. Like, I don't really know where people are getting this from. If it's the Black Keys thing, like yelling at Howard.
Tell me something about the Black Keys I care about. Tell me something.
I can pull up the notes
Tell
that
me
we've
something
had.
right now. You're a fan.
Besides the fact that they're the biggest band in the country.
They're not the biggest band in the country.
They certainly are. And you're in here always going, there's no rock music these days. I got to listen to all this stuff.
Nobody cares about it anymore, Steve. It's a dying industry. People laugh at these fucking kids up on stage now instead of worshiping them.
No one laughs at the Black Keys.
I would ask the people, like, do you want someone to say something in the back office, get called in here, and then be like, oh no, Howard, you're right. That makes a lot of sense. Or you want them to stand up for what they're saying. Because anytime that I come through the door into the studio here, I feel like somebody, whether it was Howard saying come in here or Gary saying Steve has something that he wants to say, they've said, all right, I think this is good for the air. And I don't want to half-ass it, and I don't want to come in and just say, oh no, you're now that I think of it, you're right. That makes a lot of sense. Like, I'm going to stick to what I was saying. And I think you would hate me a lot more. Well, you wouldn't hear me at all if I wasn't opinionated, I guess.
That's who makes you who you are.
Yeah.
Andrew K. asks, how do you feel about being the poster boy for the Black Keys as far as Howard is concerned?
That's an excellent question because it's very... something that I dislike about the show is that you just get... like, this is your thing now. The Black Keys, I think, are a very big band. There are bands that I love and have seen, like, upwards of 50 times that I love way more than the Black Keys. The Black Keys are a huge band right now that I do like a lot and think are awesome.
I don't listen to the Black Keys.
Just have them come in and play some songs. You, again, like I said in the clip, you have Maroon 5 in here, and you're like, how do you play the piano like that? Because they're very popular. I get that. And I like Matt Nathanson, too. People know the Black Keys. It's crazy.
It's not.
It's crazy that you think people don't know the Black Keys.
But more importantly, they're fans of the Howard Stern Show, and I think that it would be good for our show to have them on. So this is what people don't understand. I think people think that I'm in the back saying, hey, you should have on Soul Live or Humphreys McGee or bands that I love, and I just got pulled. Like, I know that Soul Live doesn't work for the Howard Stern Show. The Black Keys do, and that's why I made such a big deal about it. And mark my words, you will be seeing the Black Keys on the Howard Stern Show. That's not an exclusive. I'm just saying they're big enough that Howard is gonna realize that he's wrong at some point. He won't apologize to me, but he'll realize.
Okay, noted. DZ asks, would you ever sell your artwork of the staff to the fans, and who is your favorite staffer to draw?
That's an awesome question. Thank you, DZ, because they must like my artwork, I guess. Another thing about the Howard Show that I'm always like confused about or don't really like is I think people make money off of Howard. And a while ago when I started, or maybe it was just from listening to the show, I know that Howard doesn't like that. I know that Howard doesn't like us talking to guests out in the hallway. There are plenty of people that I would know that I could go up to when they're on the Howard Stern Show and be like, hey man, just Adam Carolla, hey man, I listen to your show every day, huge fan, get it on, nice to meet you, have a good time in there. I could do that and not get yelled at. But I don't do that because I know that Howard wouldn't like that. I know that's not what you do. So as much as I'd like to make money selling artwork of people that I've drawn here, I don't think Howard would like that. I don't think that's right to do here, so I don't do it. The thing that sucks is there's no reward for that whatsoever. And I'm not saying there should be. I'm just saying with many things in my life, I act like this is the right thing to do, and there's no reward for doing the right thing ever. There just isn't.
You sleep better at night. And who's your favorite? Who's your favorite staffer to draw?
My favorite staffer to draw is John Hine. I don't know why, but when I draw, John Hine has a very, when you're drawing, it's all circles and boxes. And John has a very boxy face in it, and lets him do. I can make him look like a superhero very easily, like the square chin and like. So I've drawn some. I like my John Hine drawings, and I think John does too because it makes him look like, I don't know, he's kind of superhero.
I want a portrait someday, Steve.
Girls are very difficult to draw.
Let's see what you can do.
All right.
Question from Brandon S. Brandon asks, do you think that Howard likes you? He usually seems to give you a hard time whenever you're in the studio.
Another good question. To be perfectly honest, no. I think I don't think Howard dislikes me. I think better between like or dislike. I think I annoy Howard.
I don't want to see their show canceled. I just think it's going to kill all of us if they keep going the way that it's going.
It sounds like you want it canceled.
No, because I don't want to come in here and go cancel the show that my friends are doing. It's their show and it's good.
You're saying you don't want it canceled, but you think it should be canceled.
No, I'm saying I want us to all be friends.
Well, how can you be
over
friends
everything? If that means canceling the show, then that's what I would want.
You annoy me. He annoys me.
But I don't want to come say cancel my friend's show.
Right.
Again, probably because he only hears me when I'm worked up with stuff. But yeah, I'm pretty sure. I feel like Howard is annoyed by me. You can hear when he. Sometimes he'll. This is what gets me the worst of anything, is when it will have nothing to do with me, but I will be mentioned, and he says my name like this. He goes, Steve Brandano.
Steve Brandano thinks it's a party.
That's the way he does it. Steve Brandano. Like, that's the way he says my name. Like, it hurts him, or he's got a bad taste in his mouth when he says my name.
Steve Brandano is calling Pharrell. Steve Brandano's an intern.
And get back to artwork. I did this was the most. When he makes fun of me, it never bums me out. It usually makes me feel like, oh, I was a part of the show today, you know? Like, he didn't call me Steve the intern. He said Steve Brandano, like, cool. I did artwork, and I did a blog, and they put it on the howardstern.com. And I always thought, like, you watch him talk to a piano player up here, and he's like, how do you do that? And it's just like, he's just playing the piano, man. Like, Howard gets impressed by stuff that he can't do or doesn't do supremely well, like most of the stuff he does. And I thought I made the mistake in my head of building up his reaction to my artwork. Like, I thought he was going to be like, wow, I thought this kid was a lummox, but look at him. He's actually got some talent in there. And when he talked about it, he said, yeah, I don't know, Steve Brandano, I guess he thinks he's an artist or something. His artwork's up there. And I was just like, oh, man. Like, I really thought, like, he was going to be like, wow, how about that? And he was just like, yeah, I don't even know that he looked at it, but that was the thing that's bummed me out the most of anything in my 7 years here, definitely. It was, We
need an art critic to come on and maybe evaluate your stuff.
Maybe.
Just a thought. Question from Elise C. Elise asks, did you ever think that your internship would turn into a full-time job with Howard? And if that hadn't happened, what would you be doing now?
Well, now I'm just going to sound like an asshole if I wasn't complaining about Howard in my drawings. But, yes. As a matter of fact, the guy that was my advisor at UMass, he, tells the story all the time. I've done a bunch of things with him, too, with, help out UMass stuff. But I went into his office, and I was like, yeah, I'm getting an internship at the Howard Stern Show, and I'm going to get a job there. And he was like, all right, you're not the first person that said that, and I don't know, I got a job there. If I didn't, I wanted to be in radio, mostly because I wanted to go to concerts for free and get to interview bands. Then the Howard Stern Show is the place to be in radio, so that was obviously number one. But I had other morning radio internships lined up in Boston, and I think I would have done the same thing that I did here, which was find where there was a hole and get at it, So I think I would have done that. If not, I probably would have gone out to LA and tried to get a PA job somewhere or whatever. I was playing a lot of music in college and doing comedy, like goofy songs, and I was getting traction with that, so I might have given that a try, most likely.
Excellent. Question from Angelo V. Angelo asks, F, marry, kill, Beth, Rachel, and Lisa G. Explain your answers.
Oh, it's easy. Kill Lisa G, marry Beth, and F Rachel. There's no question to that at all. Kill Lisa G is easy. You should have picked somebody else in there. So shame on whoever that was.
Angelo.
And Beth seems like a sweetheart. I've met her a bunch of times, like at the Christmas party and stuff like that. If she doesn't know who I am, she pretends to, and I like that. You know what I mean? And then, yeah, F Rachel, and I'm not even gonna look at you. I was very nervous about this interview itself because your husband's like, I know he's gonna see this. This is if he's not watching it right now. And also, the other day, it was one of my high horse moments where I was upset with Jason Kaplan about how he had a list of, he knows which staff wives he would F. Like, he has a list. And I was like, that's like the most awful thing I've ever heard. That means every time you meet one of these wives or girlfriends, you go, all right, where would I put her on the list of people I was gonna F? And then I was like, no, there's no one here that I think about like that. There's no one, when I meet Will's wife, I'm not thinking about effing her, and that's not a shot at her. It's just like, I'm not thinking about effing people's wives. And then on my walk home, I was like, oh, Rachel, fine. I don't even have a leg to stand on anymore, and I was hoping that Jason wouldn't remember that.
I think it's really sweet. Thank you. I take it as a compliment. It doesn't bother me.
Well, yeah, it is a compliment, but still, I'm ashamed at myself for thinking this way about you.
I'm totally fine with it. I want to thank Steve for taking the time to answer the questions that you, the fans, submitted. Keep sending your questions in. You can tweet them, you can Facebook them, you can send a video submission and be a part of the show. And remember, this is your show, so don't screw it up. Until next time, I'm Rachel Fine, and I hope you had a fine time. Was this a fine time?
Yeah, now I realize you can't change it to Wilson time. That doesn't.
Yeah, I gotta stick with fine time. It doesn't have the same catchy.
Yeah, thank you for having me. This was great.
I think you did good. I think you said a lot of mortifying things that will haunt you forever.
All right, just another day.
Seem to understand the show. You just ruin everything. You got to be funny in here. I can't wait for you guys to see this on Howard TV.
Daily shows, classics, and exclusive behind-the-scenes access.
Well, that's going to be on Howard TV.
The funniest, sexiest, most star-studded network on TV is Howard TV On Demand.
Hey Stern fans, welcome to Fine Time, the show where you, the fans, get the opportunity to ask questions and interact with your favorite Stern Show staffers, whack packers, and celebrity superfans. I'm your host, Rachel Fine. Now, my guest today first came to the Stern Show as an intern, but today he is a full-time member of the staff. Now, over the years, we've learned about lots of things that he hates. For instance, cougars, mean people in the back office, spelling, Howard's refusal to take a chance on certain guests like John Hamm or Jason Statham, or of course the Black Keys. We also know that he is a great artist. He's a huge fan of music. He loves beer pong. He knows lots about comic books, and he is the host of The Intern Show. Now, if you are a smoking hot chick, but you don't happen to enjoy George Clooney films, then I'm sorry, but you're just not his type. Please help me in welcoming to our set today, Mr. Steve, don't you dare call me an intern, Brandano. Hi.
That's quite an intro.
Well, thank you, sir.
Very professional,
too. Thank you.
I like it.
I appreciate that.
By the way, it's a pleasure to be here on Fine Time.
Well, I'm really happy that you're here. It's this is long overdue, sir.
Yes, I agree. But thank you.
My pleasure. We got lots of questions for you. You ready?
Awesome.
I'm going to jump right in.
Okay.
Mark M. asks, why are you such an opinionated dick? Also, what exactly is your job on the show?
Okay. I have an answer for both of those questions. The first question, why am I an opinionated dick, is because you only hear me when Howard thinks I'm being ridiculous, or the staff thinks I'm being ridiculous.
I'm sitting there, I'm listening to him, and he's just a douchebag. I mean, it's just unbelievable.
So I talk plenty in the office about a lot of things. You only hear me when I'm upset about something, because that's when Howard finds me interesting enough to bring in, I guess.
You're such a fucking jealous guy. Go get yourself checked into a fucking psychiatrist.
So, yeah, it's not that I hate a bunch of things or that I'm super opinionated. You just only hear me when, I'm really going at it, I
Your
guess.
real personality is diluted to the opinionated dick moments.
Exactly.
I gotcha.
Exactly. And what do I do on the show? I answer the phones during Howard's show. Throughout the show, I do research that I then give to Will, who does research for Howard, on every guest that's coming in. And then someone put it as a utility player, a sixth man. I like that. I kind of know how to do most of the stuff that needs to be done in the back office, so when somebody else can't do it, they know that I'm there. Therefore, we're always covered.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Luke T asks, are you a mean drunk?
I don't drink anymore, actually.
At all?
No, that's not true. And I don't want to say, I don't drink anymore. But
you just said I don't drink
anymore. I know. And I'm retracting that. I'm saying I will have a beer out and about to prove that I'm not, like, a guy that doesn't drink. To prove that I'm normal. You know what I'm saying?
So just bowing to peer pressure to prove...
No, it's not peer pressure. I don't want to go out on a date with a girl that's not drinking.
Even though you don't drink yourself?
Well, I guess I do drink, but I don't drink a lot at all.
Should we start this whole question over?
No,
I haven't. This right now, Steve.
I haven't been drunk in over a year.
Okay.
At least.
So you socially have one here or there. You wouldn't
Exactly.
date someone who doesn't have one here or there.
Right. Yeah. I think that's weird. And that's why I will have a drink, just to be like,
just to
I'm
not be weird.
Yeah.
When you were drunk, were you mean?
No, again, this is one of the huge things with the Howard Stern show is like, yeah, you're only going to hear about it when we do something stupid. So I can only go off of the only times it's been called out on the show was when I flipped out on Ganji during the beer pong tournament.
Right.
Ganji, you're a fucking dick. Fuck you. Fuck you. Oh, hey guys. Oh, everybody. Hold on. Why, you got another interview to do, Ganji? Hold on. Ganji's got another interview to do. Hold on. What? Thank you, Ganji. Thank you for ruining my shot, Ganji. Thank you.
And that was, we played beer pong for Howard TV. They had us there all day, and they took time to do interviews, and they dragged out this thing. And then in the last game that's important, they said, hey, whoever makes the next cup is going to win. Not, hey, whoever wins this is going to win. We ran out of time. Next cup wins. And I was like, fuck that, basically. And flipped out. And yes, I was drunk. And so...
Wasn't but Ganji's 20-minute interview before the show, we would be fine. What, Ganji? Tell us how it's going to go, Ganji.
Is it more that you're a mean beer pong player than a mean drunk? Is that really the issue? It's about beer pong integrity?
I don't want to lose a game of beer pong because Ganji said you got next cup wins. That's not... If you're in the 6th inning of the World Series and someone goes next run wins, I think the team would be pretty mad about that. Both teams.
Fair point. John R. asks, do you think the term cougar is still used incorrectly?
Luckily for America, I think we've gotten out of the cougar phase.
Really?
Yeah. That I really haven't heard it at all.
What about the Cougar Life is our sponsor on the show?
Well, I can't talk about that because what I would say would be very disparaging, and I wouldn't want to disparage a sponsor.
But I'm just bringing up that it's still as relevant as the show. I mean, it's on the show, so it's being used.
I would think
incorrectly.
I would think that yeah, I don't know how to touch that. But no, the cougar problem is not as big as it was.
It's given an excuse for ugly, divorced, lonely women to come to bars that I'm going to. I can hook up with a decent-looking 20-year-old. I don't want to be I don't want these old, ugly women in here. Hey, boys, I'm a cougar. I'm telling you, this is going to bring us down.
And you said in your intro that I hate cougars. That is not the case. I don't hate cougars. I just am not interested in them at all.
You're not interested in cougars. It's not about the term being used correctly or incorrectly.
No, at the time, it was. Like, we would have a 24-year-old intern in our office saying, oh, that 20-year-old, he's hot. I'm a cougar. No, you're not a cougar. A cougar is an older woman.
There's a certain number of years.
Yeah, I mean, you can't be a 24-year-old cougar just because you think a boy is cute. And that was one of my problems, or things that I get worked up about, was you're not using that term correctly. And we weren't as a show, and society wasn't. And now people have gotten over older women.
For society's clarification, how many years does a cougar define itself?
You have to be an old woman, first of all.
Okay, over.
So you have to be 50, I would say. Maybe if you're beat up, late 40s. Okay. But I would say 50 and over. And then you have to be attracted or sleeping with a guy who is below his 30s. I would say that's fine cougar territory.
There you have it. Question from John K. John asks, what are some things that you do for the show that we as fans don't necessarily know about or get to see?
I think the notes is a big thing. I mean, I don't even know that people know that Will does the notes. You know what I mean? But every guest that comes in, we do notes on. Now, Will does a substantial amount. I'm not trying to claim that I do as much as Will does. But there's certain stuff that gets used. Gary, I'm one of 4 guys in the back office. John Hine, Jason Kaplan, Will Murray, and myself. And, of course, Gary. Many times, Gary comes out and asks the 4 of us, I'm thinking this, what do you guys think? And we talk as a group, and Gary brings it into Howard. He doesn't say, well, Steve Brandano thought this, but he comes in and brings it in. Same with pitching guests. I think this guy would be great on the show. Here's why. He goes and brings it to Howard. I've read a ton of books of people that have come in and done the notes on them. So, besides notes, though, when you hear about a GP 1 or 2, a lot of times I put up those clips. There's a lot of stuff going on in our office that I get to Howard through Gary.
Gotcha. You're a gatekeeper of that.
Gary.
Well, Gary's the gatekeeper.
Yes.
You are behind the gate.
Right.
Question from Justin F. Justin asks, why are you such a Napoleonic bitch?
I don't know. I don't know how to answer that. That means that I'm small, right?
That's my assumption.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm 5'8". I would say that's average. So I maybe have an average complex.
You have an average?
I don't know. But again, this all goes to you only hear me when I'm getting worked up on the air, you know? And so I don't know. Many of these questions seem to be like you're entitled or whatever. Like, I don't really know where people are getting this from. If it's the Black Keys thing, like yelling at Howard.
Tell me something about the Black Keys I care about. Tell me something.
I can pull up the notes
Tell
that
me
we've
something
had.
right now. You're a fan.
Besides the fact that they're the biggest band in the country.
They're not the biggest band in the country.
They certainly are. And you're in here always going,
there's no rock music these days. I got to listen to all this
music.
stuff.
Nobody cares about it anymore, Steve. It's a dying industry. People laugh at these fucking kids up on stage now instead of worshiping them.
No one laughs at the Black Keys.
I would ask the people, like, do you want someone to say something in the back office, get called in here, and then be like, oh, no, Howard, you're right. That makes a lot of sense. Or you want them to stand up for what they're saying. Because anytime that I come through the door into the studio here, I feel like somebody, whether it was Howard saying come in here or Gary saying Steve has something that he wants to say, they've said, all right, I think this is good for the air. And I don't want to half-ass it, and I don't want to come in and just say, oh, no, you're now that I think of it, you're right. That makes a lot of sense. Like, I'm going to stick to what I was saying. And I think you would hate me a lot more. Well, you wouldn't hear me at all if I wasn't opinionated, I guess.
That's who makes you who you are.
Yeah.
Andrew K. asks, how do you feel about being the poster boy for the Black Keys as far as Howard is concerned?
That's an excellent question because it's very... something that I dislike about the show is that you just get... Like, this is your thing now. the Black Keys, I think, are a very big band. There are bands that I love and have seen, like, you know, upwards of 50 times that I love way more than the Black Keys. The Black Keys are a huge band right now that I do like a lot and think are awesome.
I don't listen to the Black Keys.
Just have them come in and play some songs. You, again, like I said in the clip, you have Maroon 5 in here, and you're like, how do you play the piano like that? Because they're very popular. I get that. And I like Matt Nathanson, too. People know the Black Keys. It's crazy.
It's not.
It's crazy that you think people don't know the Black Keys.
But more importantly, they're fans of the Howard Stern Show, and I think that it would be good for our show to have them on. So this is what people don't understand. I think people think that I'm in the back saying, hey, you should have on Soul Live or Humphreys McGee or bands that I love, and I just got pulled. Like, I know that Soul Live doesn't work for the Howard Stern Show. The Black Keys do, and that's why I made such a big deal about it. And mark my words, you will be seeing the Black Keys on the Howard Stern Show. That's not an exclusive. I'm just saying they're big enough that Howard is gonna realize that he's wrong at some point. He won't apologize to me, but he'll realize.
Okay, noted. DZ asks, would you ever sell your artwork of the staff to the fans, and who is your favorite staffer to draw?
That's an awesome question. Thank you, DZ, because they must like my artwork, I guess. Another thing about the Howard Show that I'm always like confused about or don't really like is I think people make money off of Howard. And a while ago when I started, or maybe it was just from listening to the show, I know that Howard doesn't like that. I know that Howard doesn't like us talking to guests out in the hallway. There are plenty of people that I would know that I could go up to when they're on the Howard Stern Show and be like, hey man, just Adam Carolla, hey man, I listen to your show every day, huge fan, get it on, nice to meet you, have a good time in there. I could do that and not get yelled at. But I don't do that because I know that Howard wouldn't like that. I know that's not what you do. So as much as I'd like to make money selling artwork of people that I've drawn here, I don't think Howard would like that. I don't think that's right to do here, so I don't do it. The thing that sucks is there's no reward for that whatsoever. And I'm not saying there should be. I'm just saying with many things in my life, I act like this is the right thing to do, and there's no reward for doing the right thing ever. There just isn't.
You sleep better at night. And who's your favorite staffer to draw?
My favorite staffer to draw is John Hine. I don't know why, but when I draw, John Hine has a very, when you're drawing, it's all circles and boxes. And John has a very boxy face in it, and lets him do it. I can make him look like a superhero very easily, like the square chin and like. So I've drawn some. I like my John Hine drawings, and I think John does too because it makes him look like, I don't know, he's kind of superhero.
I want a portrait someday, Steve.
Girls are very difficult to draw.
Let's see what you can do.
All right.
Question from Brandon S. Brandon asks, do you think that Howard likes you? He usually seems to give you a hard time whenever you're in the studio.
Another good question. To be perfectly honest, no. I don't think Howard dislikes me. I think better between like or dislike, I think I annoy Howard.
I don't want to see their show canceled. I just think it's going to kill all of us if they keep going the way that it's going.
It sounds like you want it canceled.
No, because I don't want to come in here and go cancel the show that my friends are doing. It's their show and it's good.
You're saying you don't want it canceled, but you think it should be canceled.
No, I'm saying I want us to all be friends.
Well, how can you be friends
over everything? If that means canceling the show, then that's what I would want.
You annoy me. He annoys me.
But I don't want to come say cancel my friend's show.
Right.
Again, probably because he only hears me when I'm worked up with stuff. But yeah, I'm pretty sure. I feel like Howard is annoyed by me. You can hear when he. Sometimes he'll. This is what gets me the worst of anything, is when it will have nothing to do with me, but I will be mentioned, and he says my name like this. He goes, Steve Brandano.
Steve Brandano thinks it's a party.
That's the way he does it. Steve Brandano. Like, that's the way he says my name. Like, it hurts him, or he's got a bad taste in his mouth when he says my name.
Steve Brandano is calling Pharrell. Steve Brandano's an intern.
And get back to artwork. I did this was the most when he makes fun of me, it never bums me out. It usually makes me feel like, oh, I was a part of the show today, you know? Like, he didn't call me Steve the intern. He said Steve Brandano, like, cool. I did artwork, and I did a blog, and they put it on the howardstern.com. And I always thought, like, you know, you watch him talk to a piano player up here, and he's like, how do you do that? And it's just like, he's just fucking playing the piano, man. Like, Howard gets impressed by stuff that he can't do or doesn't do supremely well, like most of the stuff he does. And I thought I made the mistake in my head of building up his reaction to my artwork. Like, I thought he was going to be like, wow, you know, I thought this kid was a lummox, but look at him. He's actually got some talent in there. And when he talked about it, he said, yeah, I don't know, Steve Brandano, I guess he thinks he's an artist or something. His artwork's up there. And I was just like, oh, man. Like, I really thought, like, he was going to be like, wow, how about that? And he was just like, yeah, I don't even know that he looked at it. But that was the thing that's bummed me out the most of anything in my 7 years here. Definitely. It was, you know.
We need an art critic to come on and maybe evaluate your stuff.
Maybe.
Just a thought. Question from Elise C. Elise asks, did you ever think that your internship would turn into a full-time job with Howard? And if that hadn't happened, what would you be doing now?
Well, now I'm just going to sound like an asshole if I wasn't complaining about Howard in my drawings. But, yes. As a matter of fact, the guy that was my advisor at UMass, he, like, tells the story all the time. I've done a bunch of things with him, too, with, like, help out UMass stuff. But I went into his office, and I was like, yeah, I'm getting an internship at the Howard Stern Show, and I'm going to get a job there. And he was like, all right, you're not the first person that said that, and I don't know, I got a job there. If I didn't, I wanted to be in radio, mostly because I wanted to go to concerts for free and get to interview bands. Then the Howard Stern Show is the place to be in radio, so that was obviously number one. But I had other morning radio internships lined up in Boston, and I think I would have done the same thing that I did here, which was find where there was a hole and get at it, you know? So I think I would have done that. If not, I probably would have gone out to LA and tried to get a PA job somewhere or whatever. I was playing a lot of music in college and doing comedy, like goofy songs, and I was getting traction with that, so I might have given that a try, most likely.
Excellent. Question from Angelo V. Angelo asks, F, marry, kill, Beth, Rachel, and Lisa G. Explain your answers.
Oh, it's easy. Kill Lisa G, marry Beth, and F Rachel. There's no question to that at all. Kill Lisa G is easy. You should have picked somebody else in there. So shame on whoever that was.
Angelo.
And Beth seems like a sweetheart. I've met her a bunch of times, like at the Christmas party and stuff like that. If she doesn't know who I am, she pretends to, and I like that. You know what I mean? And then, yeah, F Rachel, and I'm not even going to look at you. I was very nervous about this interview itself because your husband's like, I know he's going to see this. This is if he's not watching it right now. And also, the other day, it was one of my high horse moments where I was upset with Jason Kaplan about how he had a list of, he knows which staff wives he would F. Like, he has a list. And I was like, that's like the most awful thing I've ever heard. That means every time you meet one of these wives or girlfriends, you go, all right, where would I put her on the list of people I was going to F? And then I was like, no, there's no one here that I think about like that. There's no one, when I meet Will's wife, I'm not thinking about effing her, and that's not a shot at her. It's just like, I'm not thinking about effing people's wives. And then on my walk home, I was like, oh, Rachel, fine. Fuck. I don't even have a leg to stand on anymore. And I was hoping that Jason wouldn't remember that.
I think it's really sweet. Thank you. I take it as a compliment. It doesn't bother me.
Well, yeah, it is a compliment. But still, I'm ashamed at myself for thinking this way about you.
I'm totally fine with it. Right. I want to thank Steve for taking the time to answer the questions that you, the fans, submitted. Keep sending your questions in. You can tweet them. You can Facebook them. You can send a video submission and be a part of the show. And remember, this is your show, so don't screw it up. Until next time, I'm Rachel Fine, and I hope you had a fine time. Was this a fine time?
Yeah, now I realize you can't change it to Wilson time. That doesn't.
Yeah, I got to stick with Fine Time. It doesn't have the same catchy.
Yeah. Thank you for having me. This was great.
I think you did good. I think you said a lot of mortifying things that will haunt you forever.
All right, just another day.
This is the best of the wrap-up show. A recap and behind-the-scenes look with John Hyde and Gary Dell'Abate. The best of the wrap-up show begins now.
Hey, it's Gary Dell'Abate. On Monday's wrap-up show, we talked about how Howard critiqued my appearance on Jimmy Fallon. Said I looked fat, and he loved that I used the term pieces of vinyl. Here's what happened.
Gary, something we brought up before you came in, where Howard's reaction to you having 4,000 pieces of vinyl. And Steve asked me, do I call? I said, no, I call him records. But, like, why do you think he has such a reaction to that?
I just pieces. think that's just what he picked up on today. You think that if I said I had 4,000 records, he wouldn't have made fun of that?
I don't know. That, in particular, seemed to get under his skin today.
He just wants to fuck with me.
Is pieces a term that people use, or did you just miss
some
that?
people say that sometimes. It may not be. People have said that. It's not ridiculous, but it's ridiculous to him. It's ridiculous to have the records.
Well, how did you feel about his critique of your appearance on Jimmy Fallon? I did notice that you didn't go in to discuss it.
No. Here's what I'll say. I got up on Saturday morning. I went to Twitter and read every imaginable insult that could be hurled at me about my teeth, about licking my lips, about what a bore I am, about how much Howard hates me, all of that. None of them said I was fat. So I thought that was funny that Howard goes, oh my God, he was so fat. You could see his belly hanging over. And I watch a lot of late night shows. Everybody that comes on a show does not wear a jacket. Some people don't.
Mm-hmm. So why was Howard calling you fat? Do you think he doesn't think you're fat?
I don't know what he's up to. I think this is funny. Howard's been calling a lot of people fat lately. And I sometimes wonder when Howard thinks he's fat. First of all, Howard's never been fat in 20 years or 15 years or whatever. And he was saying today to James Franco that, he's skinny fat or whatever. But Howard will put on like 4 pounds, and in his mind, he'll be fat. And I think sometimes he obsesses and then projects. When he feels fat, everybody else is fat.
So you're saying Howard feels like he may be a little overweight, so anybody he talks to or sees is therefore overweight in his eyes?
Yeah, maybe.
Well, he's definitely been saying it to me and you and other people.
Well, anybody, yeah. Everybody's overweight. Listen, in his world, overweight is, it's if you're 10 pounds underweight, you're 5 pounds overweight.
Yeah, why does he have that perspective? You're right. He's a thin, in-shape guy.
I sort of get it. He was a heavy guy for a decent chunk of his life, and then he got really skinny. And it's a fear to go back.
I've never seen this fat Howard.
Oh, he was.
I've seen the pictures from camp, and he's like skinny like a rail.
But then later on, he got fat. When I first met him, maybe he thought he was fatter than he was. I know that the story that he tells on the air all the time that really traumatizes him was that he was walking with his parka on and his whole ass filled with the parka. Somebody walked by and go, "Hey, fat ass!" And there's another one where they were at a concert. I think it was a Rolling Stones concert at RFK Stadium, and somebody yelled, "Sit down, fat ass!" And Howard was like, "I can't. Is that me?" And it was really upsetting to him.
But once he took the weight off, he hasn't gone back. I mean, he's been very strict about that. But you're right. I have noticed that he will say he's fat, and he looks anything but.
Exactly. I mean, he's in pretty amazing shape, and I don't know if I'm allowed. He's going to get older soon. He's going to be 60 in January. He's in fucking great shape. He doesn't look like anybody his age.
How did you feel doing Fallon? Like, were you thinking, what's Howard going to goof on? Or I
thought it was great. Howard said he spoke to me for like 4 or 5 minutes. I think he spoke to everybody for like 5 minutes. But again, I'm the third guest. I'm lucky to be on. I'm not expecting him to do an in-depth interview with me. He's a great guy. It's a great experience over there. They treat you like a king. And the point was to go on. Of course, we're talking about vinyl. We're promoting the show. It wasn't like I went there to talk about the Howard Stern show and hijacked it to talking about vinyl.
Well, I thought you did a good job.
And I thought I did a good job promoting the Howard Stern show. I talked about the Billy Joel interview. The SiriusXM plug got in. Thank you, John.
You're welcome.
Were you mad that here's the one thing I got a little bit of on Twitter too? Were you mad that I didn't mention you?
What do you mean?
That I didn't say, I do a show with my buddy John Hine?
No, I figured you guys discussed it before, and you're saying you're just going to talk about... No, I don't care. I mean, what are you going to do? In that situation, you answer the questions.
Because there were some people like, I can see, here's the crack between Sean and Gary. The friendship is over.
Well, I told you, I was totally jealous you were doing it, but as we talked about off the air, I said, if you're going to promote the show, you have to do it.
And I wanted John to be there. It's totally easier when there's two of us than one.
John, did you get to do anything?
Hold on a second.
John, did you get to do anything exciting instead?
Yeah, I got to see my daughter Emily perform in Urinetown. Oh. So while I was doing that, Gary was with Elizabeth Mitchell.
I was hanging out with Kevin Bacon. Yeah. Myself was taking pictures with Questlove. We were having a blast.
Shauna, you're on the wrap-up show.
Hi, this is Shayna.
Oh, hi, Shayna. I'm sorry.
That's okay. Baba Booey, I love you. You are not fat. You're beautiful.
Thank you, Shayna.
You're welcome. All right, so I have a theory. First of all, I'm a Jewish girl, and Jewish parents obsess about weight. There's two things that you can't, the worst things that you could be are fat and not keep your house clean. And I think Howard's parents probably obsessed about it, and it's just stuck in his head.
Well, Howard's told a story on the air before of his parents sitting him down and saying, look, you're not in good shape. You have to clean up your act. You need to get thinner, and more from a health perspective, though, I think, than a viewing perspective. Would you agree, Gary?
Yes, they were doing it more for the health thing. But it's funny that you say that Jewish people are obsessed with weight, because Jews, like Italians, are also obsessed with food.
Yes, and sometimes that combination doesn't work out that
exactly.
well. As if you look at some of our staff, including myself, you can see that happen. Thank you for your call. Let's go over to Jack in Savannah. Jack, you're on the wrap-up show.
Hey, guys. Hey, yeah, real quick, on that thing with Howard being obsessed with Gary's vinyl obsession, I guess we could call it. I think it's the same principle as people that become sports encyclopedias that have absolutely no sports aptitude whatsoever to compensate for it. I think it's the same thing. Gary wishes he was a rock star, wish he was associated with the music industry, and that's his way of compensating for it. And it gets under Howard's skin. I think that's my take on it. And by the way, Michelle Shocked, that was anchored down in Anchorage, was a little minor hit. Remember that?
Yes.
Piece of shit song.
It was yeah, I remember it well, actually. Jack, here's what I would say. I always love music. I don't think I'm overcompensating, and in some strange way, I am in the music business. I get to work with musicians every day. I get to book some of the bands that I grew up loving on the show, so I actually do work in the music business.
What do you think about my theory, though, is why that's Howard's gets under his craw? Do you think it's something like that?
I don't know. I don't think that's it. But I would love to hear more theories.
Today, I think it was because you called it pieces. That's what got to him.
But that's something he could grab onto. I just think today he was looking to grab onto something.
No, because if you his take was you're saying it as if you're the scholar, and versus just saying, hey, I got a bunch of records. But you're right. He could take any angle to go after you if he wants to. All right, Jennifer in Jersey, welcome to the wrap-up show.
Hi, how are you guys?
Good.
Yeah, I understand that poking fun makes for good radio, but is there ever a time that your feelings get really hurt, Baba Booey, online, or, when you're on the air and then after the show, Howard really apologizes? Or is there ever a time where you're like, enough is enough?
Well, a lot of times enough is enough, but what are you going to do? If you would have called 6 months ago, I would say Howard has never apologized to me off the air. But I think we talked about this on the air. After the Carol Miller whooping cough incident, when Howard really just skewered me the whole day, made me feel like I had infected half of America and everything. He called me that afternoon and he said he might have gone a little far, and then I felt worse That, like, sometimes I wish he would do that, but then it makes me feel worse. I can't explain it.
Did you tell me that you ended up apologizing to him after he apologized to you?
Yeah, I was like, don't worry about it. But that actually, I sort of felt good because I thought that it had gone to a very dark place that day, where it was personal about what a fucking loser and asshole I am, and I was starting to fear for my job.
I like that Jennifer asked you a really sincere question about your thoughts, but refers to you as Baba Booey the whole time.
That's okay. I am Baba, but I am Baba Booey to a lot of people. I don't get offended by that.
Well, I love you. I love listening to you guys, especially after the Howard Show.
Thank you, Jennifer.
Thanks for calling.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Jennifer.
Bye-bye.
John in Michigan, you're on the wrap-up show.
Hey, Gary, Baba Booey, happy birthday. A little late. Mine was March 7th.
Thank you. Happy birthday.
I wanted to say, I am a DJ, KJ, karaoke, that kind of stuff, and I want to defend on the pieces of vinyl statement. I would say I probably have 15,000 or more pieces of vinyl, but you got to break it down into 45s, 78s, 33s, different brackets from that. So I don't know why he had to give you such a ration of hell about that, because pieces are pieces.
So,
right?
John, it would be inaccurate to call them albums because they're not all albums. They're all records,
right.
Correct?
Right.
So now it includes my 78s and my 45s.
Right. Pieces of vinyl would be total vinyl, whether it's 45, 78, 33. You follow what I'm saying?
Yes.
And then you break it down in brackets from there. So him saying, when Baba Booey said, I got 5,000 pieces of vinyl, well, how many of those pieces of vinyl are 78s? How many are 45s? Yada, yada. How many individual
I will
pieces?
say this. It's an expression that I've been using for a long time that I probably got with the guys at the record store. And it might sound odd to some people, but I will say this. I'm certainly not trying to show off.
Okay. Thank you, John. Lee in Florida, you're on the wrap-up show. Lee, are you there?
Oh, hi. Yes, this is for Gary. I think the reason Howard picks on him so much is that he loves you so much, and part of the thing is that the whole premise of the show is they bust each other's balls.
Gary, do you agree with Lee? He picks on you because he loves you?
I would agree more if I got the love part somewhere. Like if Howard said, like, once every 6 months, I pick on you because I love you. But I don't get the love part, so I have to. It's inferred, Howard and I are like, Howard's my hard ass dad. I just have to know he loves me without him saying it.
He has said it though from time to time. Oh, I love Bob, and then he goes through a 20-minute bit about something you do wrong, but he does say it.
Yeah, but that's like Don Rickles go, I love you, and then he insults you.
Yes,
but does he love you, or is it just something to say to soften you while he's making fun of you?
Oh, I think Howard loves you.
I do too.
But I think he loves to pick on you more.
Right.
And he knows it's entertaining for the show.
I mean, it's 99% fucking with me and 1% telling people he loves me.
Tuesday's wrap-up show, I wanted to talk about how Howard dislikes the block party and how he dislikes Gary working with John Hine on their TV show. I try to describe with Shuli that we're really not doing anything bad. We're doing something good for the show, but Howard doesn't seem to understand that. So you guys should check it out and see what happened.
Howard feels that he wasn't he wasn't overwhelmingly negative in his critique of Gary's Fallon appearance. And Gary came in swinging this morning. I thought he was definitely looking for a fight, and he got one. And I thought he handled himself okay, but Gary wouldn't leave. And it was just, pounding after pounding. So we'll see how he's holding up when he comes in here. And then when Gary left, it was Ronnie's turn for the block party. And Howard says it's a blemish and had not too kind a word to say about that. He was commenting on Lisa G's book. He was commenting on all of these other projects that people here are doing, and feels that it's, you work for the Howard Stern show, and if you have any extra time, it should be spent working for this show or, doing, I guess, whatever you want to do personally, but not necessarily other projects. And Gary, it seemed like this morning you were looking for a fight when you went in there.
Well, I think I was the lightning rod. I mean, when he started first thing in the morning, what happened was he goes, geez, I never heard pieces of vinyl. And I said to him, I wasn't looking for a fight. I said, it's not an unheard of expression. Well, I never heard it. And so I think he was looking for a fight too. He saw me getting a little unnerved and he was baiting me.
No, I'm saying I think you were looking for a fight.
What do you mean?
I thought you were angry about the pieces of, and his whole critique of him.
So I mean, to some degree, I called him out to just be upfront, and I think that I could have gone on Jimmy Fallon with firecrackers and Roman candles spitting out of my ass and done the greatest thing in the world, and he would have found fault with it.
Did it hurt your feelings when he said he watched it only because he had to, not because he wanted to?
It didn't hurt my feelings, but it was an obvious insult. Like, it was meant to be insulting.
And Robin?
What about her?
She was piling on quite a bit this morning, I thought, with you. And
she must be working on her book.
Well, that's fair,
No, I mean, she's working on a book. And again, everybody here isn't created equal, but let's be upfront.
It's different rules for different people. You know
That's
that.
true.
And
That's
I mean,
true.
myself included, I think. And
Right.
and you have to suffer through that sometimes, and sometimes you benefit from that. But Howard said that he felt he wasn't overwhelmingly negative in his critique of you.
I'm laughing because while you're saying this to me, you're looking at me and you're smiling.
Yeah, because he was overwhelmingly negative in his critique of you. But Robin always takes the angle that Howard's trying to help.
Right.
You learn from this sort of thing.
Right.
Do you feel like you've learned anything from this?
Well, I mean, I learned that he doesn't like us doing the show. But I mean, the whole stuff about the way I dressed, I think, again, he's just, listen, did I look phenomenal? No. Did I look horrific? No. I think it was just something he felt like picking out because he wanted to fuck with me.
Do you feel skinnier because we're on TV together and I make you look thinner?
I do.
Yeah.
I do. And several people have told me that.
Yeah, me too.
Although somebody told me that you make me look older.
People have said to me that they didn't realize how much taller I am than you.
Right. But I got one of my best friends, the guy who's best man at my wedding, he said, you got to stay away from that guy. He's making you look old. He's got black hair. You're all gray.
Well, not even all my hair. But look, you take your lumps like anything else, but our show wasn't the only thing that was picked on. He called out Lisa's book. He called out the block party. He really called out any outside project and said, you know what? When the show's not on, you should be working here. In my experience working here, and I've worked a bunch of other places, I've never seen, for the most part, people who work harder on a show. I mean, everybody here sort of obviously loves the show, but people dedicate their lives really to this show. Do you think that's a fair thing to say?
I do. And Will's come on and said, I forget the expression he uses. It's, it's not a job. It's a lifestyle. You don't go home. I don't go home at 4 p.m. and go, turning off my phone. I'm not looking at my email. I'm done for the day. That's just impossible. There's many nights that I'm doing show material, even on Sunday. Howard and I were on the phone 3 times on Sunday.
I did understand Howard's distinction, though, when the caller called in later about this. He is the boss. If he wants to do AGT, that's his call. And if he wants to make sure that we're working 24/7, that's his call also. That's what a boss does. It's a matter of how we, if we were on board for that sort of thing.
I think that there was some information that was given to us a couple of years ago that may have changed. And I think it's a discussion that I'll probably inevitably have with him off the air. But, even if you listened on the air, you heard Howard say however many years ago when he was waiting to sign the contract that we're in now, I can't sleep at night because I worry about you guys. I worry that I'm responsible for you. You guys need to figure out a future. So some people tried to figure out a future, and I think that seems to bother him. So I got to figure it out.
Craig and Madison, you're on the wrap-up show.
Hey now.
Hey now.
Hi, Craig.
Hey, Gary. Due respect, if I worked for Howard, I would have kicked him in the balls by now for the way he treats you.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
All right, I know, but I'm just saying, you really put up with a lot of shit. Okay, there's no reason for these Ronnie's block parties to be canceled. Howard created the monster. He turns his employees into semi-celebrities, and then they milk it. What's wrong with that? Look at Jackie the Joke Man, all the stuff he sold. Look at Artie. Where would he be? He's on DirecTV. He's got his own show, and he's too fat to fish. Baba Booey, you wrote that stupid autobiography. You never would have been able to write that. And even Fred milked it with his band.
Well, I think let's take it back. With Artie and Jackie, they both arrived here with careers. So I think when Jackie started, he was a stand-up comedian. It may not have been a great career, and his career got dramatically better while he was here.
But he was established.
But he was established as a comedian. So his plugs were actually, written into his contract, which is a whole other story we should talk about one day. And with Artie arrived here as a guy who'd already been on a network television show, and also had an established stand-up career, which also got dramatically better while he was here. So again, I think, them plugging or doing gigs is something that you knew you hired a guy and he does this other stuff and you knew you were going to deal with that. I think for somebody like me who started on the show as a kid in college, it developed. And so maybe Howard feels he has a little bit more say over how that works. And he's right. Do I think that I would have sold over 100,000 books without being on the show? Who would give a shit about my story at all? Mm-hmm. Of course I'm aware of that. And even that John and I got a show, I think John and I do good on this show, and I think we do a good job on the other show, but we don't make any pretense that we would have gotten a show without being on this show.
Well, I think you draw on a distinction that we talked about last week, which is those who were born and raised, as I like to say, on the show versus those who came to the show after they did something else. And I think Howard makes a distinction in his mind about that, whether it's you or Sal or, JD, Ronnie, all these people who came here, this was their job, and then became famous, quote unquote, for being on the Howard Stern show. Whereas other people, maybe Richard, had done something else and maybe different rules apply to everybody. But I don't think anyone here kids themselves that the success from our outside project doesn't stem off of the success of the show. If the fans of the show don't support our outside projects, then nobody's going anywhere. But
the people who kidded themselves about that are no longer here.
Right. That's right. But doing those outside projects isn't necessarily a reflection on your involvement within this show. And that's what I think is getting missed here.
I agree, but I think with Howard, it's very black or white. If you're not doing something for me, then you're doing something that's not for me. And I think it's as simple as that. You're doing something that doesn't benefit me, so why are you doing it?
And he wasn't stopping. This morning, he was genuinely pissed off, said, quote, he doesn't like the outside projects, and it's got to come to a stop. And the block party took a major hit, with Ronnie, and Ronnie went in there to defend himself, of course, and didn't do a very good job. And now the block party, I'm guessing, Shuli, that the guys are thinking twice about it because Howard's saying, I really don't want you doing that sort of thing.
It's not even about thinking at this point. He's the boss. What he says goes. And if he's not happy with it, then, we're not going to continue to do it. The thing that bums me out is, A, he's never seen what we do. And I'm not saying he should come to a show. I don't even know that he would like it. But I think the picture he's painting in his mind is much, much different than what we're actually doing.
He's seen it. We've seen a telescope version of it.
Well, but that's not the show. A telescope version is not what we do, and,
right.
and so he hasn't seen it.
Right.
But that's the reality of it.
The other thing you run up against though, Shuli, is I think, for example, Gary and I's show is separate from this show in a way, whereas yours could be viewed as an extension of the show, like a Howard Stern show on the road.
And look, the whole block party got started based on the fact that, there are people who work here that, look, we live in New York. It's expensive as hell to live out here on the East Coast. And, you got to make ends meet somehow, some way. So it was put together as a goof. Did I think that, a year later we'd be selling out shows across the country? Absolutely not. And it took off. And I think it took off because people are actually enjoying it. If they didn't, like you said, John, they wouldn't support it and they wouldn't buy tickets. And, I don't know.
You bring up an interesting point because I was, now that we're talking really bluntly about this, I was sort of surprised when you guys first started that Howard sort of let it happen.
Right.
Because there were other things like it that he had put the squash on.
Absolutely.
Stuttering John had been out in his version of this. And
we did the Killers of Comedy before the block party.
All that sort of stuff. But I think that once it became, it was weird, like if it's a, John had a great move. John just hired 3 good comedians and called it Stuttering John's Comedy Show or whatever.
Stuttering John and Friends.
Stuttering John and Friends. But I think that the block party, what Ronnie up front for whatever it is, but when it started, I was surprised that he let it go. And I think that because it was sort of this quiet little thing, he didn't really pay that much attention to it. I think when it got big, it caught his attention.
What's strange to me also is that, he, when he's screaming how much he hates it, I think back of, me and Scott fighting in studio over money, or JD telling, stories about getting laid on the road. And, it didn't seem that he had a problem with it as on the scale that he does now then.
Right. The only thing I would say is, and I think you would admit this, but others in the block party wouldn't, it has provided tons of show content.
Absolutely.
But let's not kid ourselves. That's not why you guys are doing it.
No, absolutely
I think
not.
Ronnie thinks he's doing it because it provides show content and he enjoys it.
No, Ronnie does it. I can tell you without a doubt that Ronnie does it because he loves doing it.
What does he love about it?
It's the Ronnie Munn block party.
I get it.
But I think that's what he loves about it.
He really does. He loves that there's people coming out to see, his show, and he just digs it. He was in a shell. He was like, he wasn't into it at first. And once he got the bug, he's Mr. Block Party. He loves doing it.
Ronnie, do you feel like the success of the block party has changed you in a way?
What are you talking about? I'm the same miserable asshole. What's the difference?
You know what I mean. Like Shuli was saying before, that you enjoy the fame of the block party, being the guy on stage,
I enjoy
making sure
doing the
everybody's
block party.
having
It's
a good
fun
time.
being out there with the people. I like it. But is something wrong with that?
I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it.
Clearly, he's a people person.
But my question is,
I am a people person. When I get around the fans, I'm a people person.
But my question,
ask them. They love coming to the shows.
But my question is, do you need sort of a stage and fans for it, or are you that way whether you're on stage or off? Do you know what I mean?
Well, you know how I am when I'm off, so why would you even ask the question?
Stupid question, John. Dumb question.
I know how you are with me, Ronnie. We're friends.
Yeah, we are. I hope.
But I'm saying, like,
Ronnie, can I make a point here? If Matt Lauer was interviewing a friend, and every time Matt asks a question, the guy and he goes, "You know how I am. You know me." Then the audience wouldn't get anything out of it.
But the audience knows my routine here. I mean, I get my ass busted.
You understand? If John asks a question that he knows the answer to, he might think the audience needs to know the answer.
Ask the question again, John.
May I, Ronnie?
Yeah, be my guest.
No, I don't want to. I'm going to move on to a different one. After Gary was in there for a while, getting beat up pretty bad for his pieces of vinyl and Fallon and weight and everything else,
right?
Howard quickly shifted to the block party, and he played, I guess, Stephanie reading. He was going to play Stephanie reading a poem.
He did play it, didn't he?
And you went right in there, and
I didn't go right in there right away. I asked Gary, "Should I go in?" And he goes, "Yeah, I think so." So I wasn't sure whether you're going to go in.
What did you think of Howard's take, calling the block party a blemish, and he's embarrassed by it? He doesn't sound like he wants it to keep going.
A pubic hair in his hamburger.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know what to think anymore. So,
well, where's the confusion?
What do you mean? Where's he? I don't know anymore. I don't know. I just don't know.
What are you going to do?
Well, we're booked up till the end of the year, so I don't know if he wants.
How much? When you say booked up, how many shows are you talking you got left?
We do
6,
one
10?
show a month.
One a month.
Okay. So
we're talking like 8, 9 shows.
Will
left.
you book new shows?
I don't know what to do. Okay.
Well, Shuli,
let me ask you a question. Somebody comes to your office and you another TV show. What are you going to do?
I got to think about it.
I got to think about it too.
And from my point of view, I just want to make sure rock solid one way or the other. If he wants it stopped, then it will stop.
But what he said today, he wants it stopped. So what do you need to hear?
I think
because I've heard different things.
I think we're getting into Greg Fitzsimmons forward territory.
What do you mean?
I don't think Howard wants to come out and say, Shuli, Ronnie, stop it.
But that's all he's been saying. So
but
I don't understand.
But he does and he doesn't say it. Like when he's on the show, he says,
and this
I
is
want
why,
this to go away, this and that. But
well, he said the same thing about your show. So what are you breaking my balls for?
Because our show's already taped and in the can. There's nothing we can do about it.
Well, we have tickets sold already too.
Okay, so then you're going to keep doing your live shows, and like you said, you're scheduled through the rest of the year.
Okay.
And like you said, when you said Howard did say it and didn't say it, that's why I'm asking for solid clarification, just so I know that, I can tell the promoter, don't book any more shows.
If Shuli asked for solid clarification like that, Howard was going to say, I want it done. And then does it stop? Or like, no, it would be a mistake for Shuli to ask that question.
It's a mistake if he wants the answer he wants. Because I think if you ask Howard that question, it will be no, I want it stopped. I think that's what it'll say. I took a little offense today too when Howard said, I wish I had an executive producer who could handle these things for me. But I didn't know what he wanted. He never the block party was on the road for a long time, and Howard never said to me in any way, shape, or form that he wanted it stopped. Right. I would do what he needs to have done. I would have that conversation.
And I have no problem stopping it. None at all. If that's what he wants, he is the boss. What he says goes, and it will be done.
Tom and Boston.
But how come you didn't have a problem when Scott was on it? And I don't get it.
What do you mean,
Scott
Ron?
tortured you.
Because when Scott was on it, every day it was another thing about the block party.
But I think when Scott was on it, it wasn't as big as it is now.
Wasn't the juggernaut.
Yeah. Didn't become the force that it's become out there in the comedy world.
Okay.
Sir, you guys are drawing very well.
Yeah, I know we are.
And
I thought that would make them, and, say what you want. I thought that would make them happy. I thought being out there with the fans and doing this kind of stuff, they're enjoying it. I thought it was some kind of interaction with the show. I thought he might like. I thought he liked it. I thought he did. I guess he doesn't. So if he wants it in, wants it over with, fine.
Do you feel like you're representing the show when you guys go out there?
A little bit. You don't think so?
I'm asking you.
Yeah, I think so.
Maybe that's what he doesn't want.
All right. Why is he climbing all over my fucking ass when he's doing all his own shows?
I think he's got a problem with you.
I'm not climbing over anybody. Tom in Boston, you're on the wrap-up show.
John, you ask everybody what the problem is. The way I see it is Gary, Shuli, Ronnie. I think everybody there, especially those three, really worked their ass off for Howard, and it just feels like they're beaten, like they didn't do anything wrong. They're trying to make money. It's funny when someone goes to AGT and drops $15 million on a part-time job. Here these guys are just trying to make ends meet a little bit more, and I just think that sometimes Howard gets a little pompous, and I love him to death, but and these guys are like, wow, we're just trying to make money. We're not doing anything wrong. We're not cutting up the show, and here we're getting shit on. And Gary, you are his executive producer, and you let him shit on you. Every single thing you do outside that show, he shits on you. If Artie was there doing something, do you think Artie would come in and say, oh, Artie, you look like a fat fuck? He would never do that.
But we discussed
you because you let him.
We discussed not because I let him. We discussed that earlier because Artie had a career coming in, and I'm going to make a big point here right now. I'm pretty sure John will agree with me. My motivation for doing the TV show is not money. If I told you what we make, it's almost nothing. It's almost not worth doing it. My motivation for doing it is to be prepared for when Howard's done. Now Howard might say, "Well, what the fuck are you doing? Who would want you when I'm done?" And that's a legitimate question to ask, but I'm at least making an effort to try to establish something that somebody might be interested in when he's done.
I can't speak for the block party, but I agree with Gary. That's why we did it. We're looking to maybe, do something with our careers once Howard finishes, because you don't want Howard to end and be like, okay, now what do we do?
Well,
we
Shuli has a career as a comedian, and I think, having the block parties, if it does end, at least he's out there. He's got his name out there, and he maybe can go a little bigger than he was before, because before he wasn't, drawing the crowds he's drawing now.
So Ronnie, John and I are out there trying to establish ourselves as, as maybe hosts for down the road. Shuli's out there trying to establish himself as a comedian. I think you like the money, but I don't think you do it for the money. So what's your motivation?
I just like doing it. I mean, I like being on the road with these guys. We have a good time. And like I said, I like hanging with the people. And that's it. I mean, I don't have to do it. Without a doubt, I don't have to do it. And I make a fine living here between the limo business and the security. I make a fine living that I don't have to do it. The money is great. Whatever it is, it goes. To be honest with you, last year, the money that I made, I bought my Corvette with. I got something for myself out of it.
Would you think it's fair to say, don't take this as an insult, because it's not, you might hear the word and think of it, that for you it's mostly about ego?
No, it's not ego at all.
And ego that it makes you feel good. It makes you feel good to do it.
I like doing it. Yeah, I like doing it. And I've said it 100 times. I like doing it. I like being out there with the people.
But I
enjoy it.
That is ego.
But it's not ego to me.
Ego is not a negative word.
Yeah, I know. But
it means it makes you feel better about yourself.
Yeah, I like it. I do. I like doing it.
On Wednesday's wrap-up show, JD spoke about where he found anal massage clips, and then the conversation quickly turned to Benji, who's wearing lifts, which are about this big. Benji claims he's 5'8", none of us believe him, and so we had a long, detailed discussion about Benji, his height, and everything else that's Benji.
Let's get over that anal massage you were listening to.
What?
How did you uncover that clip?
Well,
not clip, it's a whole series.
Well, it started with a clip on YouTube and like other websites where it's mainly that intro part.
But it's sort of it's edited weird. They got weird things. And they replayed.
But
lines.
how do you become aware of that it even exists?
I think I'm either I came upon it somehow or someone emailed it to
stop
me.
there. That would be interesting. How would you come upon it somehow?
Well, someone emails it to me,
Oh, okay.
or I find it on the website or something.
Is it the voice? Is it the material? Is it everything that works?
Oh yeah, I mean the guy's talking about anal massage and assholes and stuff like that. You gotta see more. So I basically looked it up, and there was a thing you can get it on Amazon somewhere, and I was like, it costs like $50. It costs a lot of money.
What, like a DVD?
Yeah, and then or video, and because it's like from 2001 or so. This is a while ago. And then I came upon. I was trying to see if there's anywhere to see it online, the full thing, and I came upon the website, eroticmassage.com, and it has a whole bunch of different like sexual massage things or whatever.
Did you check out the whole website while you were there?
Well, I think you can only buy you can buy the certain tapes, not like can't get a whole access to the website to everything.
You can't get the library.
You can't get the library. You can only get a certain.
What are some of the other massage choices besides anal?
I don't remember. It's just a lot of sexual and tantric and holistic and but they're all involved sex and anuses and penises and stuff like that.
And did you learn anything from this?
Did I learn anything?
Yes.
I mean, I learned stuff that I don't want to do to myself.
Are you tempted to go home and massage your asshole?
No.
Did any of it appeal to you in any way?
No.
How about you, Benji?
Yeah, I thought the guy. It was very funny, his voice and his rhythm. But first of all, I thought listening to him was really enjoyable. I like his whole rhythm. And yeah, I think he has a good points, to get the maximum pleasure without hurting anyone else out of your body. It sounded like I wanted to touch my ass the way he described it. I have he made it sound really fun. He really did.
It is. Tell us how that works out.
Something like this, something like that, not that I'm looking to do it, but it's something that takes a lot of time and involvement and stuff. And I just want to, just jerk off and that's it, really.
You're not willing to make that kind of commitment?
I don't want to commit. First of all, I'm not interested in, things going up and.
Yeah, I agree with it. I'm not into the actual, I guess he was talking about certain things that doesn't, but just, listen, you get pleasure when you clean your ass in the shower, right? That feels good.
Well, no, not really.
But doesn't it feel good? Just different parts. Listen, if you stroke most parts of your body in the right way, it feels nice, right? Doesn't it?
I don't know, Benji.
We're going down the rabbit hole.
Let's talk about the shoes, Benji, because a lot of people did notice them today. Benji's got huge, they're not even lifts. I don't know what to call them. They're like
Air Jordanas.
They're Frankenstein kind of shoes. And are you doing it for attention? Are you doing it because you really enjoy being taller?
I like the look. I always wanted to do it, and I told Elisa, I'm a perfectionist, so this is the kind of thing I would never get done. I told Elisa about it when we first started dating. She's like, oh, I can do that, have that done in 2 seconds. And she went to a shoe store and had them made. I've worn them for about a year now.
But they were black and they were
black. Those fell apart, so we just made new ones.
How do you decide on the height? Because those are pretty tall.
I want it to be natural, so I'm going up a little slowly throughout the years.
Right. In other words, you got C cups instead of D cups.
Exactly. But I do feel it's weird now when I don't have them on. I feel really weird at work without them.
How tall are you without the shoes?
I think I've said I say 5'9", but Gary said he thinks I'm 5'8".
He might be shorter because I'm 5'8". He's not that much taller than me with the shoes on.
No, I'm saying without the shoes, you're 5'8",
I think, around.
Okay.
5'8", 5'9", something like that.
5'7".
5'7".
I know I do because
5'2".
Because you're not that much taller than me with the shoes.
Yeah,
on.
I'll say 5'8", maybe under 5'8", maybe under 5'4". I don't know.
And how tall are you, Steve?
5'8". So
yeah, but you have
he's
shoes
got to
on
be
now.
5'6" or something like
Right.
that. 5'7".
No.
Look at those things.
I'll put money on it.
Can we measure you after the show?
Yeah, you can measure all parts.
How tall? How many inches are you looking to make your shoes eventually?
Yeah, what's the
max?
end
I think
game?
it'd be so fun to be to be Howard. Howard height.
6'5" you want to be?
I think that would be fun. That's the eventual goal.
You're not going to be able to walk.
He had a great line during the break. You know, Howard was asking him about it and stuff. And Benji goes, you know, I've been wearing them so long. Now when I see other short people, I go, like, look at Ganji. He's short and fat.
I know. He looks like a slob now to me. He looks like I love Ganji. He's a nice guy. I actually think he's a handsome guy. But he looks like this little dumpy, like squished thing now when I wear my shoes.
Hey, James Franco is here, so I'm going to take a little break. Then we're going to talk to him about his career. Dude's done some good movies. Milk.
He's had a really incredible career, and he doesn't live necessarily in Hollywood. You know, that's an
Where's he
interesting
live?
thing, too. I think he lives here in New York.
He does?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. He's going to Yale. Imagine James
Well, now
Franco's
he's
in your
up in
class.
Connecticut.
Yeah. I remember the guy from Weezer was going to Yale, too. I said, that's got to be weird when you go to class and Weezer's there.
Right.
Remember him?
Well, do you think he's doing that just so he can date co-eds?
Who? James? He can date whoever the fuck he wants. He didn't need to go to college. And he taught a class at NYU. He's a bright guy.
Right, yeah. Well, who knows what the class was? It could have been photography or
Right.
something like that.
Oh, like that's easy.
No, just saying it's not physics.
Well, maybe he was teaching physics.
Then I'd be impressed.
Right. All right. Anyway, we're going to talk to James Franco next, right after these words.
How you doing, James? Welcome to the show. Thanks. Good morning. I'm sure you heard Howard talking you up a little bit with Robin.
Yeah.
Just wanted to gauge your feelings. How are you doing going into this interview?
I'm fine. I don't know. I'm a little nervous, but I'll make the best of it.
Cool. All right, man. We'll see you in the studio.
All right.
He was on the show before, right? Am I right?
We don't think so.
I never remember that.
I remember him sitting on a couch.
Zero recollection.
At J-Rock?
What's that?
At K-Rock?
I don't think so.
I'm almost positive.
You guys look it up?
We did.
I've looked at. I haven't
Wow.
seen it.
All right, James Franco is here. He's got a new movie out, Spring Breakers. I could have sworn.
Sounds like a comedy.
I think they were on. I think they were plugging Pineapple Express together.
Weren't you? Everyone's telling me you were never on before. I know you were.
No, you're wrong, Howard.
You've never been on before?
No. So good to
I
meet
didn't
you.
think so. I wouldn't forget that.
I feel I know you.
Yeah. Maybe you've talked about me a lot.
Maybe it's from your
I know
movies.
Seth has been on. But,
Seth's been on a lot.
Yes, yeah.
How you doing, man?
Good.
You live in New York?
I sort of. I live all over, but I have a place here.
You got a place here and a place in L.A.? Is that how we're working it?
Yeah. I've got a very small place here, so it's not like an extravagant.
Not like your permanent home.
But you say L.A. like you're disappointed that you live in L.A.
Well, I lived in L.A. for 10 years. I grew up in Northern California, in Palo Alto. Then I went to L.A. to go to UCLA. I dropped out after a year.
Wait a second. Back up for a second.
Yeah.
You grew up in Palo Alto, California.
Yeah, you know it?
Yeah, I know it. And, I mean, I kind of know it. I don't know it. But
you're here all the time.
When you went to UCLA to study acting, your parents basically threw you out of the house and disowned you kind of thing? Or wouldn't pay for it?
Right. Well, no, the story is in high school, I was interested in art, acting, and literature. My father was in business. He had gone to Stanford and Harvard for business and mathematics. So he had dreams that I would become a mathematician.
Right.
When I didn't do that, the compromise was that I'd study English at UCLA.
Right.
As soon as I got to LA, I saw that half the city was in the movie business, and I thought, now's the time to try. And I wasn't in the theater program at UCLA, so at the time, I thought I could only do one. I couldn't do school and acting. So I dropped out of school and I went to acting school.
So let me understand something. The old man's like a genius type, right?
He's pretty smart. He was smart, yeah.
Is he dead now?
Yeah.
Okay. And when they gave you all these edicts, were you good in math in high school?
I was good. Well, I mean, because he pushed me. So that's what he taught me and my brothers. So I tested very, very well on the SAT in math. And
what'd you get on your SAT?
I've never talked about it, but
I want to know.
I did.
Did you get an 800
on the math? No, close.
7 what?
7 something good.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Hey, you're a brilliant guy.
Well,
but you understand the old man was kind of like looking out for you. He was like, "Hey, don't become an actor." Did you act in high school? Were you in the school play and all that?
At the end.
Isn't it weird how you never even take an interest in that thing, but you might have it in your head that one day you'll be an actor?
I was always interested, but I was
shy.
I was shy, and it's if you don't kind of do it regularly, breaking that ice and just doing it for the first time can be very hard.
Scary.
Yeah. So I love film. I'd go to plays in San Francisco to see plays in San Francisco all the time, but actually getting up and trying to do it was a very scary thing.
What was the play in high school that you first went into?
So that story is I needed an excuse to kind of, just push me into it. So I had a girlfriend that was in the drama department. She was asked to do a one-act play that one of her fellow students had written that happened to be like a romantic play, and they were going to kiss on stage. And I was pissed that this guy wrote this play and then asked her to be in it. It seemed like a real play, for my girlfriend. And so I begged her not to do it, and she smartly didn't listen to me. I mean, I was being, You
were being a dick.
I was being a little immature, yeah.
Right.
So as revenge, in my mind, I thought, okay, you're going to go do that, then I'll show you, and I'll act to get, as revenge.
Well, I'll show you.
Yeah. But actually, it worked out really well. I got the leads in the last 2 plays of the year, so it was...
Were you a popular guy in high school? Like, because you're a good-looking dude, so I figured that always works in your favor.
I guess you could say I was popular, although
Athlete?
I tried. Yeah. I played football my freshman year and then dropped from the team.
Right.
And I played soccer, but not really competitive.
But you were getting laid in high school, and you had girlfriends and all that stuff.
I had a girl. I had this girlfriend. Her name was Jasmine for 2 years.
Where's she now? Do you friend her on Facebook or anything?
I don't do Facebook, but
why not? It's not cool.
Got to find Jasmine.
Yeah. Don't you want to hook up with that Jasmine? Like just to
I'm in touch with Jasmine.
Are you?
Yeah. So
is she like, I want you back, please? You're this huge movie star now. I want you so badly. She wants you.
No, it's more like she became really friendly with my mom, who still lives in Palo Alto. So she's now like a family friend.
So when your old man, what did your old man exactly say to you when you got into UCLA? Okay, you can study English.
Yeah.
I want you to be a mathematician because there's tons of dough in that, which, you could have been an actuary and make a ton of fucking dough, right?
An actuary.
Of course.
Sounds exciting.
My dad said to me, you should be an actuary. And I went, do you see that I get an F in math? I didn't even know what 4 times 7 was.
Well, it sort of blew up in his face a little bit because I had tested so well in high school. I tested out of having to take any of the required math classes at UCLA.
Wow.
So actually, after high school, I never took another math class.
It probably was tempting in some aspect to go into math and make a ton of money, too, because it was a safe career for you. You're good at it, and there's tons of, they need people who are good at math.
I guess I wasn't really thinking that way. I wasn't thinking, I need a career to make money. I guess I always thought, I want to do what I love, and that was.
Did you grow up wealthy?
Well, we lived in Palo Alto. We weren't on like the top scale of Palo Alto, but we were in one of the best cities in the country.
Yeah. Well, your old man was so smart. And then you clearly got the brains too, because aren't you like a professor or something at NYU? And all? I mean, aren't you taking multiple classes?
Yes, I went.
Which degree are we working on now?
What are we working on now?
Okay, so the way it worked out was I dropped out of UCLA. I went to acting school.
Did the old man want to kill you when you dropped out of UCLA?
I mean, that story. It seemed at the time it seemed like it, and they said they were supporting me when I was at UCLA. When I left, they said we're not going to support you.
So you went to work at McDonald's, right?
Yes.
How was that?
It was very interesting, and I have a lot of stories from it. And I've actually it's given me a lot of material to write about, and
What were you, a cook or a cashier?
I worked the drive-through. So there's two stations for the drive-through: the guy that takes the order and takes the money, and then the people that give you the food.
Is that the prestige job?
I think that's the lowest. They didn't want me at the front counter.
Why not? Were you just a goofball?
It was really my first job that I took seriously. In high school, I had a job at the golf course, and I drive the cart in the driving range. But I'd read books as I was driving the cart.
Right.
And I got fired for that. And then...
Do you still have your uniform from McDonald's?
I
there
wish.
A uniform?
It might be in storage. It might be in storage. I kept, everything I had.
Did you have to wear the hat?
Yeah, but we had... For some reason, we had, purple hats. We didn't have, the cool paper hats.
Must be a California thing.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
It was their new look, I guess, yeah.
Yeah. It's amazing to think... they should have you on a commercial for McDonald's. Hey, I worked here. I bet you they could get a lot of actors who used to work there and do a whole campaign. Pretty cool.
This is the jumping off point for becoming a huge star?
Eddie Murphy worked at McDonald's, too?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I think
kidding.
When I worked there at the time, I was like, oh, Eddie did it.
That's cool.
Yeah.
This is where all the celebrities work.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You know who else worked there? Kim Jong-un, the president of North Korea, or whatever he is, dictator for life. So you're at UCLA. You leave there. And now you're working at a McDonald's. Do you ever say to yourself, you know what? I'm a fucking idiot. What am I doing? I was at UCLA. Now I'm at McDonald's.
Yeah, I think there was a moment where I remember a phone call with my dad, and basically he said that, look at what you're doing. You're at McDonald's.
Did you guys have a falling out to the point where he wouldn't talk to you for a while, or you wouldn't talk to him? Was there a whole big drama there?
No, it was never that, and possibly because I actually didn't have to work at McDonald's for that long. I think I only worked there about 2 or 3 months.
Then you got a job?
And then I got a job on a
soap opera?
No, my very first paying acting job was
Freaks and Geeks.
No, way before that was a Pizza Hut commercial, but it was a Super Bowl commercial.
Nice.
So it paid pretty well. They had some CG version of Elvis, singing about the deep dish pizza, and I got paid, and really I never had to get another job again. I could support myself on acting from that point on.
Isn't that awesome?
Yeah.
I mean,
so
commercials
your
pay
parents
well. Yeah.
Got to see your success. Did your dad take back
Everything with him is fast food. His first job was McDonald's, and then he got a pizza commercial.
I noticed that.
If
yeah.
it wasn't for fast food, you'd be a failure.
Early days.
Did your dad say that he was wrong and you were right?
Son, you were right. I was wrong.
Actually, yeah. I mean, as time went on, and they saw that I could support myself.
That's all anyone asked for.
Yeah, a lot of that pressure was relieved because I guess they look at the percentages of actors, young kids that go to L.A. and that make it, and they were very scared.
Sure.
Being a mathematician, he would know that.
Exactly.
But meanwhile, I would have said, "Hey, Dad, I'm never going to count again. I'm never going to use my math skills. That's it."
There's something
What'd you get on the algebra regions? I got 100.
Well, I don't even know what that is. What is that?
Oh, you don't have regions in
They
California.
don't have regions necessarily.
Oh, New York, they have regions. They give you these tests, and I don't even understand it. But they gave us a test, and I got 100. And don't ask me how to this day. I got 100. I aced it.
Nice.
Algebra.
Nice.
Look at me.
That stuff is gone from my mind. Yeah. I mean, I totally respect it, and I wish, I did have to take a couple. I went back to UCLA, and I had to take a bunch of general education classes. So I had to take.
When do you go back? When you're already working?
After about 7 or 8 years of working as a
Where were you at career-wise yet? What have you done? Freaks and Geeks?
So here's what happened. Yeah, did the commercial. I did a couple guest spots on Pacific Blue, which is like Baywatch on bicycles.
Yeah, who was in that?
I don't know who was in that.
Were you depressed?
It might have had Mario Lopez from Saved by the Bell. He might have been on that. I think
big star, yeah.
And then I did.
Is he a nice guy or is he a douche?
Mario's nice actually.
Guy,
he does interviews, I think, for E! Now. Or something.
Right.
Yeah, one of those shows.
He's cool. He's a boxer too. I knew him from this boxing gym that I trained at.
You box?
I did a horrible boxing movie about
what movie?
8 years ago.
Did I see that?
Probably not.
You know what fucking movie I love that you did?
What?
The one where you're stoned in. I keep forgetting the name of it.
Your Highness.
Your Highness.
You like that movie?
I love it, and so does Jimmy Kimmel. He's the only other guy I ever found. I love that. I love that fucking movie. It's the funniest movie. It's these guys. They're high, but it's medieval times.
Well, that's basically how the idea for the movie came.
It's hysterical.
David Gordon Green and Danny McBride went to college together. They went to film school together.
Right.
And they used to play a game where they'd sit around and you just come up with titles for movies. And so it was Your Highness. And they're like, oh yeah, a knight that is high and fights dragons.
And it's funny as hell. And it got trashed in the reviews.
Yeah.
People didn't get it. I giggled the whole time.
I think it was a tricky. There were a lot of tricky things about it. Somehow spoofing a fantasy film.
It's hysterical.
It's tricky. Like they did it well with Monty Python, but since then.
Because people who love fantasy films need real fantasy, and you guys are goofing on it. But I don't know. Because I think those movies are so funny. Yeah. When you're in a movie like that, when you went to see it, like after it's all done, did you say, "Oh shit, this is a real turkey," or did you think it was good?
I thought it was okay.
Yeah. Were you nervous, career-wise?
That came. No, I mean, not really. I mean, that came at a weird moment because.
Hadn't you done Milk just and gotten like the Academy Award or something?
No, the writer and Sean Penn got the Oscars.
You didn't get an Oscar for that?
No.
You weren't nominated?
No, I was nominated for 127 Hours. So thank you. Thank you.
Did you win for 127 Hours?
No.
Who won that year?
King's Speech, Colin Firth.
He's pretty good.
Yeah, he was good.
Yeah. You did a good job at 127 Hours, though, man. Right? Don't you think?
Thank you. Well, I mean,
that fucking lunatic who was climbing
that
those
was
rocks.
A crazy, movie.
Would you ever be like that in real life and climb a rock? I wouldn't.
No.
I don't do anything.
I don't do much athletic stuff.
Yeah, me either.
Yeah.
That's why I've got a tuchus filled with cellulite.
But
well, don't you worry. You don't sit around worrying about your looks.
What's that?
You don't sit around worrying about your looks and saying, I have to go to the gym and.
I mean.
You work out?
I
beef up?
I have my own little routine. I do about 15 minutes a day. I do the minimum because I don't want to go Brando, but
you got to stay in shape, dude. You're a leading man.
All right, so I do pay a little attention. I have my little sit-up routine and that kind of thing.
Oh yeah. What do you do? Like intense workout? What do you bench?
It's 15
not that
minutes. No, 15 minutes.
Did you bench more than 95?
You can hardly warm up.
I haven't done a bench press since high school.
I bench 95. If I could do that 10 times.
That's nice.
You
and me would be good gym partners.
In the gym, I act like I have a bad back. So
I need a spot.
You know, when girls are looking at me, my trainer spots me at 95 pounds, and I go, by the way, I hurt my back. I say it really loud. But I can do some pull-ups and stuff. Yeah, I'm pretty good on that.
Well, you look thin. I mean, it looks like you could do a lot of pull-ups.
I'm fat thin. Like I take my clothes off and there's a belly and tits.
My brother, has a word. It's word for that. It's called skinny fat.
Skinny fat. That's me. It's such a mess. But man, I'm losing it all. That's all. I hit the wall at puberty. So wait, get back to your life.
Okay.
So you're working at McDonald's. Mm-hmm. You get the fucking career going with the pizza commercial. Yeah. Then what's the big break? Freaks and Geeks?
Yes, exactly. I did another guest spot on The Profiler. It was a show with Robert Davi. Do you know who that is? Robert Davi. He played
great character actor.
Yeah. He's in the Goonies. You know the Goonies?
Yeah.
Yes.
He's one of the villains in the Goonies.
Oh, okay.
And he's actually I think he sings opera or something. He's won some Grammys or something, but he's got a kind of severe face. He plays villains a lot.
He's got a skin condition.
Okay.
That's a severe face.
That's a nice way of saying.
Thanks for saying it.
I like that, though. I know a lot of dudes with severe faces.
But I want to give him credit because I was doing the profiler, and and it was pilot season, and he worked on the sides for Freaks and Geeks with me for the audition.
Ah.
And I went in, and I met Judd Apatow and Paul Feig, the guys that created that.
Those are the right guys to meet.
Yeah, but they were, Paul had really done nothing at that point. He was an actor. He did like Sabrina the Teenage Witch and stuff like that. So he wasn't anywhere at that
Isn't
point.
that so much of Hollywood, though? Like, you got to kind of schmooze and know people and, like, get to know, like, the good writers and all that stuff. I mean, it's a pain in the ass career, isn't it?
Well,
like, you don't have to audition anymore, right?
No, not really. But with Paul, I mean, I think if you know Judd, Judd is a guy that really gives people, shots. So if you know Judd, you don't have to go through all the, hassle of kind of schmoozing in Hollywood.
So Freaks and Geeks is the big break, right?
Yeah, it was the first good thing I did. But I didn't understand what a great opportunity it was at the time. I kind of thought, oh, all right, not every show, but, maybe this will happen all the time. And in hindsight, it was like great actors. It was Seth Rogen's first acting job. You had great writers like Mike White, who's gone on to do like this HBO show.
So you're good friends with Seth still?
Yeah.
You guys did Pineapple Express together and all that.
Well, we have another movie coming out this year.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah. So we reteamed years later for Pineapple Express. And
that made a ton of dough, right?
Yeah, it did really well.
How much
That's
money did that
a
make?
great movie. Oh my god!
I don't even know how much it did. I mean, it was cool because it was a success, but when it came out, it was already like a cult classic.
Yeah, right.
Immediately.
Do you worry about your career? Like, do you check the box office when a movie comes out? I mean, be honest about it, because it seems like to me like you don't give a shit about all that, but maybe you do.
Yes and no. When I was early on in my career, there was a point where, when I went back to school, I had done a few movies that I wish I hadn't done. And
this is when you're at UCLA and you go back to school.
This is right before.
Right.
And I did these movies because there's a point in your career, maybe you can empathize, where you don't, early on, you just kind of take what you can get. You just want work.
And that's fun.
Yeah.
Because you don't worry.
Yeah.
You're an actor. You want to act.
Exactly.
Right.
And then if you're fortunate, you start to get some success, and then you get choices.
Right.
And when that moment came, I was scared. I didn't know that, as an artist, I should do the things that I believe in. I should do the kinds of movies that I like, that I respect. I was still in this mentality of like, oh, you need to build a career. And so I'd listen to advice that was that was pointing in the direction of career building. And so
agents were like telling you stuff to do.
Yeah, and
So what movies did you choose?
Well, the ones
I want to know what he did that he
the
didn't
ones
like.
I didn't really like, and although I worked very hard on them, were like Tristan and Isolde, this like romantic medieval thing.
You in the medieval.
Yeah.
You need to be in Your Highness.
It was the early version of Your Highness,
right?
Without the comedy. And then Annapolis was the boxing one, and then I did this other one called Flyboys, which, I mean, they all had elements that you could think, okay, yeah, it could be good, and then.
So when you read the scripts, you weren't even that turned on by them, but guys say, hey, listen, work with this director, work with these guys, this will make money, and you start to make all your decisions like that. It's like a committee.
Yeah, sort of.
So now you read the scripts and you say, hey, this is what I want to do.
Exactly.
Yeah, and it's working out.
Or these are the people that I want to work with. And Sean, so here's the thing. Sean Penn gave me advice early on. I met him long before Milk, and we had a dinner one time, and
how's that'll come about? I'd like to go to dinner with him.
Yeah, it was great. It was as a young actor, it was a dream.
How do you get that dinner?
He saw the movie I did about James Dean, and he really liked it. And
didn't you start smoking for that movie? Like, didn't you smoke 2 packs a day?
That's true. That's true. That's a Trivial Pursuit question.
Yeah.
No, it really is in Trivial Pursuit. Which actor started smoking and didn't talk to his family for 3 months for a role? James Franco.
You're one of those actors.
Now, why couldn't you talk to your family?
So wait a second.
Because I was a young extreme actor, and
Yeah, but aren't you in character on all your? Where was it? On this new movie you just did, this one called Spring Breakers, which, by the way, is fucking hardcore, and we'll get to that in a minute.
Okay, good.
But Spring Breakers. Didn't you stay in character on set the whole time, like Daniel Day-Lewis?
Yeah, what is he, Lincoln? What
Yeah,
is
you're
he
like
doing?
one of those maniacs, right?
No.
All the
Who
actresses.
is your character in Spring Breakers?
All right, let's talk about Spring Breakers.
All right, go ahead.
So I play a character named Alien.
Right. And
it's
you're
a
a bad
great
dude.
character. It's maybe my favorite character that I've ever played.
You're a bad guy in this.
I'm bad, but as he says, he's a gangster with a heart of gold,
Right.
and he is in a way. He's complicated. He's not just a bad drug dealer.
Don't you like rape Selena Gomez
No,
in this movie?
I don't rape.
You don't?
No.
Don't you bang two of these broads at the same time?
I do that. Yes.
I'm looking forward to this movie.
Yeah. You'll like
Selena Gomez, and who's the other chick?
So the actresses were Selena Gomez, Vanessa Hudgens from High School Musical.
Yeah. Now we're talking.
So you're getting Disney girls.
Yeah, and then Ashley Benson from this show called Pretty Little
And
Liars.
you bang all of them in the movie, right?
I have a threesome with Ashley Benson's character and Vanessa's character.
Look at you.
Yeah.
Did you get hard
But
during it?
how do you stay in
No.
character?
What?
How do we
It's
know
hard.
you're in
I mean,
character?
have you done a love scene?
Yeah, I get boned up
You
the
got
whole
boned.
time.
You got a
I got
boner.
boner in just being in a bathtub with the chick. It wasn't even a love scene. They had to stop the shoot so I could
But
stand up and rest
now
it.
tell me this: on that shoot,
Yeah.
who was the crew? Were they all friends? Were they all people that you knew?
I didn't know any of them.
Really?
didn't
Walking around with
care.
I was like, I can't control that thing. I'm
I
boned
guess
up
you're
now
just
hearing
like-
about you and Vanessa Hudgens.
You've got you're just comfortable, I guess.
No, you know what it is? It's like I'm in character, man. I'm
Well,
No,
you're
he's
playing
like
yourself.
yeah, and I would have had a boner.
You better get a boner.
You
He's
need to
like
tell
a
me
13-year-old.
when you do a love scene with these two girls in bed, and it's a threesome.
No, it's in a pool.
In
The
a
threesome's
pool.
in a pool. Yeah.
You don't get hard at all because you're into it. You're losing yourself in the moment.
You do lose yourself when they say action.
Right.
You go for it. You kiss. You're not really having sex, but you just you kiss as you would. I mean that's one of the things.
That's why they call it action.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. I'd finish in that pool.
They get some action.
No,
but,
let me understand something. So you didn't get boned up in the pool scene?
No.
Wow.
I mean, I'm sure everybody I'm sure you asked that from everybody,
To
every
everyone,
actor
yes.
that comes on
Yeah, because
here.
I'm honest.
My guess is most of them say no because
they don't want to look like they're heathens.
No, because it's a different thing unless you're doing a porn and it's like you need to perform in that way. It's a different kind of mindset, I think.
Didn't you do a porn when you were a young man? You did a sex tape? Seriously?
Oh.
You did, right?
No, I wasn't professional in any way. It was with my girlfriend.
With the same one from high school?
No. Oh, no, we never made one.
That one didn't get published?
No, because that was before.
Before the video camera.
It wasn't anything bad. It was an innocent thing we made for ourselves. It wasn't like, Screech, where we made it for public consumption or something.
Right. You didn't do that?
Do you ever go back and watch your bad movies?
Every once, not because, if it comes up or something, actually, I don't. I haven't seen a lot of those movies in a long time.
Yeah, I would think it would be painful if you don't like them.
But what
Will you
is
ever
it
go
like when
back-
you're walking through a room and one of your movies pops up? That's
walk
gotta
out of the
be
room.
kind of cool. Or do you sit there and watch it for a while, or do you leave, or you change the channel?
I'd watch
it. I don't. I mean, if there's a reason to watch it, like sometimes I'll have a project, and I get criticized for this sometimes because it seems like I'm so interested in myself or something, but I actually like, this is a whole thing we can get into a conversation about, but sometimes I'll use previous work I've done for a different kind of project. So if I have a project like that where I'm re-performing a role that I did for an art project, I'll watch it. But I generally don't watch it. Like, Spider-Man or something will come up a lot, And it's not like, it's like I sit down, I got to watch this again, you know?
Yeah, but so, speaking of Spider-Man, I know I'm all over the place with this interview, but I'm curious about you. Spider-Man, you wanted to be Spider-Man. And
you guys, I remember this.
Yeah.
Now, we're talking like 10, maybe more years ago.
Yeah.
I remember this. This is my one interaction with you guys. I was asked to do Spider-Man by Sam Raimi. I auditioned for the role of Peter Parker, Spider-Man.
Right.
It was a big moment. I had, I don't think James Dean was even out.
Right.
I did this movie called City by the Sea with Robert De Niro. That wasn't out. And so the next thing I was asked to do was Spider-Man. And I remember I did this screen test for him. It was a extravagant screen test.
Were you pissed you had to do a screen test?
No, at that time, not at all. It was a big honor, and they probably spent like $20,000 on these screen tests. It was more than probably like James Dean, the whole film cost.
Did they put you in the costume and the whole thing?
Yeah, put me in ward. I mean, not the Spider-Man costume, the Peter Parker costume.
Right.
And I did really well, I think, and they kept me waiting 6 weeks before they gave me an answer.
Right.
And I was dying. I mean, I was so eager to get this role. My manager at the time actually fired me because I'd call him every day asking about it. And he gave me to his partner, and now I've been with his partner ever since.
Can't he understand that you're a young actor, anxious for the role of a lifetime? I mean,
Look, the guy's got lots of clients. He's busy.
I'm sure he could understand, the first 3 weeks, but then every day the next 3 weeks. And
were you thinking paycheck on that one? Because like if you got the Peter Parker role and you're in every one of the franchise movies, I mean, you're talking about you're set for life, right?
I honestly. And I want to tell you guys what you guys said.
Yeah, because I want to get back to that.
It was you and Robin. So so finally,
what did we do?
Finally, there was I had heard, because I was checking up every day, that they were interested in Toby, but he didn't want to audition. And then there was one morning where I was shooting on the Sony lot. I think I was still doing James Dean at that point, and I drove onto the lot. And my car drove past this other car, and it was Toby was getting out, and we kind of locked eyes as my car drove by. And I kind of knew, my heart sunk, because I knew in that moment, like, I bet he gets this role now, and he did soon after. So they told me, all right, you didn't get it. I was very upset, and then.
Like when you talk upset, I mean like depression, because you bugged your agent every day for 6 weeks. I mean, because
your heart was on the line.
You would have been good for that role.
Yeah, I mean, I here's, and now you, again, you probably won't believe me, but I honestly think Toby was the best guy for that role. He had both sides. He could play the nerd very well, but he could also play the you know what I'm thinking with you, the guy that comes out.
Maybe you were too good looking, because Toby actually isn't that, like, he's like, yeah, he could be Peter Parker because you'd believe he was a geek. Like, no one would believe you were a geek because you're good looking.
I mean, Toby models for Prada and stuff.
Now he does.
Now that he's Toby Maguire.
But he might have been a douche in high school, right?
He played the nerd really well.
Right,
I'll say that, yeah.
I know Toby. Toby's done the show by the time.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
So anyway, get back to this.
Okay, so then Sam Raimi, the director, came back to me and said, hey, I really like you. I know I didn't cast you in that role. I want to work with you. Will you play the best friend role? And at that time, because I thought I was, I was a very serious young actor, I actually said, well, Sam, I have to think about it. Because...
Asshole.
Yeah.
All right.
Because I had... In hindsight, I did the right thing. I said yes. But at the time, I had, an offer on, these cool little indie films. And I thought, well, do I do the cool indie film or do Spider-Man? And also at the time, there weren't a lot of these successful superhero movies out.
No.
The only one that was really cool was Tim Burton's Batman films.
Right.
And so it was like, do I want to be the best friend in this movie that might, be silly? I don't know. So I had to think about it. And somehow that got out, that I said, thought about it. And so you guys said, oh, James Franco had to think about doing Spider-Man. Yeah, right. So that's what you guys said. So
well, hey, man, jump in. Well, we were right, weren't we?
But I did think about it. I was an idiot for having to consider it, but I did think
No, I get it because you were disappointed that you didn't get the Spider-Man role. And you're like, now I'm second best and all this kind of crap. Meanwhile, who knows ultimately, like, you think Spider-Man help Toby's career in the long run? Because sometimes you do get stereotyped.
You get stuck, yeah.
It's I'm sure it was a tough thing because he was so identified with those films. He certainly got opportunities, and the way the movie business works, it's called the movie business for a reason. So being, a big star after that movie certainly helped, and he did get, some good jobs. He did.
That one with the horse, Seabiscuit,
yeah. I remember I wanted that one too, but
and
it
he
was
got that. Do you like him? Are you friends with him?
Yeah.
He's a tough guy to work with, though, right? Isn't he like all moody and shit?
He's not moody. I worked with him 3 times, so I know him, as well as anybody as far as his acting behavior. He's not moody. He's just extremely meticulous. He wants to talk about every single thing, which is, if you have the time, it's great.
Right. If you don't, though, it could be a real pain in the ass.
Were
right?
you busy? Was he bothering you?
No, not with me. He wants to talk about it with the director, and that's what Sam likes too. Sam Raimi loves to talk about every single thing. So there, it was a match made in heaven. And
So when you say talk about everything, you're talking about like, hey man, like why is Spider-Man eating yogurt? Like
why is Peter Parker?
It's a little more. No, it's more in depth than that.
It's like, hey Sam, I want to eat yogurt in this scene, but why would Spider-Man be eating yogurt? And if he's eating yogurt, what's the backstory on the yogurt?
No.
That's
yogurt even has a backstory.
That's the horrible,
But I did the Larry Sanders show one time, and Gary, I guess, was taking acting lessons, so he wanted to eat yogurt in the scene, and I just remember it was like he was discussing with the director whether he should eat yogurt and what would be his. Why would I be eating
serious.
Yogurt? Oh yeah, he was. It
wasn't like a bit.
Serious. No, he was.
This wasn't for the show. Yeah.
And I go, guys, I'm going on the Tonight Show in about 15 minutes, and I got to get the fuck out of here. Just eat the goddamn yogurt, and don't even think about why you're eating it. It's fine.
Exactly.
Well, I also want to get back to how he stays in character when he's this is a modern day.
So here's what I heard. I heard. On the new movie Spring Breakers, which is coming out in theaters right now.
No, let me finish with Toby, though. His notes are always smart. The discussions are always smart.
You're second guessing what you just said?
No, not at all. I just don't want it to sound like I'm saying, oh, yeah, Toby was asking about eating yogurt. No.
What's he doing now, Toby?
He's got a new movie
coming out in Great Gatsby.
Gatsby, yeah.
Is he in touch with you a lot? Like, do you guys talk, or is it like once you do a movie, that's it, you move on?
We're in touch, actually. Actually, he's... I think he's a producer on a movie I'm going to do called Good People. He produces a lot of films.
Right.
Yeah.
So you're friends with the guy?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I go to the house. I used to go to the house.
What happened?
Okay, so
now he's married.
what happened?
We're just busy. He's got 2 kids.
What's his story? Who are you seeing?
Nobody right now.
Yeah, you're dating somebody.
No,
I'll tell you the name. You want to know the name of who you're dating? Don't lie to me. I'll look it up. I got a fucking pile of notes here. Who are you seeing?
If you look at your internet sources, then you're going to have like 5 names.
Yeah, I mean, you're a busy boy. You think you'll ever get married? You think you ever will? First of all,
my parents had a great marriage, and they stayed together their whole lives.
It's not your thing, though. You got too many options.
No, he's looking for greatness.
I appreciate being with one person. I've had a few very long relationships. And
rumor is you're dating your co-star Ashley Benson. Let's be upfront about it.
From this movie.
So now that's what we're getting into.
Oh wow, look at her. Oh yeah, I could teach her a lesson or two. You young guys don't know what you're doing.
She needs a lesson, right?
She needs a lesson. She needs to learn.
Is that your type? What's your type?
Sure, she's my type. Yeah, what's my type?
You got a lot of types.
I'm a vagina man. Anybody got one of those? They're my type. Are you crazy? Yeah, she's cute. Is she your girl or what?
No.
You claiming her for your?
No.
No history there? No, you didn't fall in love on set? That happens a lot, though, right? You fall in love on set?
So here's the thing on set.
Go ahead.
I had these 3 beautiful young actresses.
Yeah.
And then plus the director's wife played the 4th girl. So she was off limits.
Right.
Selena Gomez was dating Justin Bieber. I think they've broken up, but they were dating when we did the movie.
Is she too young for you? How old are you now?
I'm 34, so yeah.
So if you date an 18-year-old, you'll fuck it. I mean, you'll date an 18-year-old, right?
Well, he didn't want to get beat up by Justin Bieber. That would be, not a thing.
Would you date an 18-year-old seriously?
A very mature age.
Yeah, very mature, like a Selena Gomez. Very mature girl.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah,
you would.
You have. Come on.
Once I hit 30, that's
What's your cutoff at 30?
I mean, 20s are still fine.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah,
Right?
that's cool. Yeah. I say, hey, why not?
They're adults. They've been through, hopefully been through college. and-
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why not?
Yeah.
I thought it was odd this week. I heard people making a big noise that Bradley Cooper was dating a 20-year-old. I was like, what?
Oh, I thought
Bradley's
he had
not that old.
I thought he
Bradley-
had that
Bradley
Zoe
was-
Zaldana.
No, he broke up with her.
Oh, really?
He was in here. He was seeing Zoe.
I
but-
heard your interview with him, actually. It was really good.
Yeah, he's a good dude.
I'm following his model.
Yeah.
You guys had
we had a good time.
It was funny, but he didn't destroy himself.
Right.
You're going on that pattern. Okay.
A good pattern to go on.
That's what I'm trying.
You're walking a very funny line.
Wait, you know what I got to ask
It
you?
was funny, but it wasn't the Brett Ratner.
No.
Okay.
I'm trying to
We know
do
where
that,
we
too.
don't want to go. Yeah.
Hey, answer this question.
Yeah.
Okay. The whole Anne Hathaway Oscars thing.
Okay.
All right, let me revisit it
Now,
for a
if
second.
we can revisit, I'm happy to revisit this.
Go ahead.
But you're going to have to take the lead. Good. And if you want to talk about it, you're going to have to give your
Okay.
opinions. Okay.
I'll give you my opinion.
Okay.
My opinion on that whole thing when you hosted the Academy Awards with Anne Hathaway was this. And it sort of gets back. I think Anne Hathaway is a fabulous actress. I truly do.
Yeah. She gave two great performances last year.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
right? But I think, everyone sort of hates Anne Hathaway. And I've explained that I do, too, and I don't even know why sometimes.
Okay.
But the reason I don't like her...
Okay.
And you tell me if you think this is what's happening. She's sort of like...
She does not want me talking about this, but okay.
All right. Who cares what she wants? It's what we want.
Okay.
She's not here right now.
Yeah, right. Tell her to come in if she
Tell
wants
her to come in.
Right. Are you still friendly with her, by the way?
We haven't talked in a while, though.
Okay. My thought on that is that she's just so affected actressy that even when she wins an award, she's out of breath, and then she has the standard joke that sounds like it's written, and it all seems so scripted and acted.
Yeah.
It's just, she comes off like the goody two-shoe actress, and it's just fun to sort of hate her. And I hate's a strong word, but dislike her, even though she is a great actress.
Yeah.
Is that accurate?
I'm not an expert on, I guess they're called Hatha haters.
Right. I never heard that.
Yeah.
Hatha haters.
But I think maybe that's what triggers it.
How'd you get into being the host of the Oscars anyway? It doesn't even seem like something you
With
want to
all
do.
your deliberation, why would you take that gig?
Seemed like fun, maybe.
I don't know.
I'll tell
It
you
seems
the
like a
history-
no-win.
I'll tell you the history of how it happened, and then if you guys want to talk about the show itself, because I'm going to have to read about a bunch of quotes of James is still talking about the Oscars.
No,
and
I'm
you guys
bringing it
are the
up.
ones that
I'm going on record.
initiated.
I'm bringing it up.
You're initiating.
I'm bringing it up.
Okay.
It's a huge risk.
It's a big risk. So the Oscars that year were produced by a man named Bruce Cohen, who actually just produced Silver Linings Playbook.
Right.
And he had produced he produced Milk, and he had produced American Beauty. So he was he's a good producer. And because I had done Milk with him, and I guess because. I'm not quite sure why he asked me, but I think it was because we had done Milk, because he knew me, and then I had done a small bit on the Oscars the previous year with Seth Rogen, where we played our Pineapple Express characters and sort of made fun of the nominees that year, and it was a big hit.
Right. So you got known as the funny guy who possibly could be the host of the Oscars.
I guess that's why he asked me. But he asked me. I told him, I knew he was producing, and I said, hey, I had a great time doing that little bit with Seth last time. I'd be happy to do something for your show.
Right.
And we talked like that way for months. And then he came to me and he said, you know what? I've got a great idea. Why don't you host? And it was like, whoa, that's
a big deal.
Crazy.
Yeah, right.
I never even thought that would, I would be ever asked to do that. Not only that, at that time, I think 127 Hours was already out and was getting a lot of attention, and I was, they were doing an Oscar push for that.
Yeah, so you probably figured, hey, I'm probably going to be nominated, and why not be the host too? It'll be like my slam dunk year.
In a way, but I also, and people can believe me or not, I was getting a lot of attention, but so was Colin Firth. And people were already saying, Colin Firth is going to win.
Right.
If there's any sure bet this year, it's Colin Firth is going to win the Oscars. And even the night of the day of the Oscars, I heard interviews like, it is like I can't remember. I don't follow football, but whoever was in the Super Bowl that year, it's as if that team was going to play a high school football team. It's that sure.
Yeah.
And so that was the attitude. And
did you want the Oscar really badly? I get it. I mean, why not?
Well, here's my feeling about it. Sure, it's great to be recognized, and it's great to be recognized by your peers. But the situation that you get into when you're in an Oscar hopeful it's like running for office, but you can't. There's no ticket to run on. You've already done the work.
Right.
The movie's out. It's not as if you can go out and say, I stand for this, stand for this, stand for this. Yeah, all you can do is go out, be nice, kiss ass.
And who do you kiss ass to? The Academy, but who's that? You just got to go around and just be likable, right?
You got to find them.
There's a round of screenings and parties that you go and mingle at, which aren't bad. I mean, it's fine, but you just feel a little
it's embarrassing.
Phony. Yeah. And especially when it's perceived that you're kind of running for it. So that's why you get this reaction from people that are hopefuls like, oh, I don't like this. I feel uncomfortable, because you do feel uncomfortable in that sense. Everybody from Clooney to Joaquin Phoenix have had, similar responses. They say it in different ways, and it's because of that awkward situation you're put into.
Yeah.
So is that why you take the hosting gig?
Exactly.
Because that way.
So this is what I thought. What?
I'll be friendly to the Academy and
No.
No.
Not to get votes, because I was told. Believe me, everybody on my team said, look, only one host that has ever been nominated, only 8 hosts have ever been nominated, and only one of those 8 have ever won while they hosted. I think it was David Niven, I think.
Right.
So, whatever that means, it looks like the percentages are bad for the host. So if you host, you're cutting down on your chances even more. And I honestly thought to myself, you know what? It's going to drive me crazy, having to look online like, okay, what are my chances? How do I stand against Colin Firth?
Right.
If I host, in a way, I'll be saying to myself, James, it's not your year.
I'm taking myself out of the running.
I just don't worry about it anymore.
Right.
I'd
be such an asshole. I'd show up to every voter's house with gift baskets.
You would?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
But you can get away with that. Yeah.
No. I'm kidding.
Yeah.
You're absolutely 100% right.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? I'll take myself out of it in a sense, and I'll be the host.
Yeah.
And then, because no one ever wins who's the host, it takes all the pressure off me.
I don't have to worry about it. Yeah.
It's clear I'm not campaigning.
So that was part of it. The other part was I'm adventurous.
You are.
I had a moment when I went back to school. That was a moment in my career where I thought, okay, I had been doing these movies for career reasons that actually didn't help my career at all in the end.
Hurt your career.
Yeah. So now, A, I do projects that I believe in, and B, I'm going to do projects that are outside of the box. If people say, oh, don't do that because it's not what actors do or it's not what you're supposed to do, that will never be a reason for me not to do something. So when I wrote a book, but I took it seriously.
When you go back to school,
yeah,
and you've already been in a bunch of movies and TV shows and everything,
yeah.
But you don't live in the dorm, right? I mean, you just no. So when you show up in class, I mean,
I had a house at that point.
Yeah, right. I mean,
that would be extreme, Howard.
Yeah. Well, hey, the guy from Weezer moved into the dorm at Harvard.
I lived at the dorm. I went for my first year when I was 18. I lived in the dorms then.
But
so
you
I
weren't
had that
famous yet.
experience. No.
But I'm saying, so once you become famous and you start showing up in classes, it's got to be a weird scene because everyone's like, "Hey, James Franco's in our class."
It was weird. It was weird for several reasons when I went back to get my bachelor's, because now I was not only an actor in the Spider-Man films, I was much older than everybody in my class.
Right.
So I had to really want to do it. And so in that case,
what was your major then?
And why did you want to do it?
Pineapple Express wasn't out yet. So I was known, but it wasn't as if there were a ton of people in my classes that were like rabid fans or anything.
Did you have sex with any of the just girls in your class and stuff? Did you grant them sex even though they were in Hollywood actresses and stuff? Did you try dating?
Was it
college
take
girls?
a number?
Yeah. I mean, did you try to have a normal life?
No. When I went back as an undergrad. So you asked why I wanted to do it.
We're all over the place.
I know, 50 questions.
You didn't pledge a fraternity,
because
did you?
I went back for English because
you wanted your degree.
Oh,
because literature was still a big interest of mine, and I had been all that time, the 7 or 8 years, I had been reading on my own. I had been basically studying enough for a degree.
So you might as well get a degree.
And part of it was that I felt. I was compensating for having dropped out. I think there was a side of me that felt like, the Scarecrow in the first Wizard of Oz, where it was like, oh, I wish I had the brain. And so I was doing all this stuff to compensate for that.
Yeah, but you love learning, which is so beautiful. I mean, I wish I could go back to college. I wish I had the time. I fantasize about that all the time. I'd like to take courses in photography or stuff like that.
Why don't you?
Oh, because
you work in the mornings. Why don't you go at night?
I take lessons with a guy, but I would like to really.
You would like to be in class with other students?
Yeah, I would. I would think that'd be interesting.
The reason, everybody learns differently, and there's a lot of people in our business that don't do their best in that kind of academic environment. I found when I went back, I did.
You got your degree?
I got that degree, and I got a bunch of other degrees.
Now, where did you go after UCLA? Let me get through this. You went to UCLA. You got a degree in literature.
And as far as dating the undergrads, I was dating somebody at the time when I got my bachelor's degree. So I didn't.
An actress?
Yeah, her name's Anna O'Reilly. She's been doing. We're still very friendly. She's been doing pretty well. She was in The Help.
How long? Oh yeah. How long you last with these girls? 2 years?
I was with Anna for 4 or 5 years. Yeah.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
How come no marriage? How come you can skate through?
The party can't end.
No, but I mean, a girl stays with you for 4 years. She wants marriage. Yeah.
I would marry her.
Then why did you?
She actually also coincidentally grew up in Palo Alto.
So why didn't you marry her?
I'll tell you how I saw what happened. I graduated. I got my bachelor's from UCLA in literature and art, and I loved it. I found my new love, and it was great. Like you said, it was. I figured out. Oh, I got my bachelor's, and then graduate school. If you get accepted, you get to focus solely on what you love.
Fantastic.
Perfect.
Right.
And with writing.
Where'd you go to graduate school?
Okay, I went to a lot of places. I went to Columbia for fiction.
Did you end up teaching a class at Columbia?
I haven't taught at Columbia. I went to NYU for film.
You taught NYU?
I still teach at NYU.
No kidding?
Yeah.
I'd go to your class. Why not?
What's Professor Franco teach?
Yeah.
I teach physics, Robin. What do you think about that?
Do you grade papers? How's that work?
No. It's in the film department.
So what do? You're like a visiting professor. You teach a class every once in a blue moon, right?
No.
You have a regular class.
Full-time.
You have a grade book and everything?
For 2 years now, I've been teaching regular classes.
So how do you have time to make movies? Once a week?
Yeah.
How do you have time to make movies then?
It varies. So the first semester, I was actually in Detroit doing Oz. I was there for 6 months. So because it's a filmmaking class, and it's a production class, so we don't just talk about movies. We make the movies. My class We got prepared. We did all the pre-production, and then they all came out to Detroit, and we made the movies in Detroit.
Oh, they must love you. Man.
Yeah, that
what
was
a great
It was a great
Why do you
class.
teach? You just like enjoy being around students
For
and
several
stuff?
reasons. For several reasons. I loved the academic environment. I fell in love with it.
Right.
I'd been to a lot of schools. So after UCLA, I went to...
You went to Yale, didn't
it's
you?
It's going to sound obnoxious, but I went to Columbia, Brooklyn College for fiction. I went to NYU for film. I went to this other program called Warren Wilson College, which is a low residency writing program.
Where the hell are you finding the time for all this?
Well, there's
I
a
made
lot of
the
breaks
time.
between
So I made the time.
movies.
During those, that was like 2 or 3 years where I did fewer movies. I did the main movie I did at that time was 127 Hours. But other than that, I didn't really do a huge
And
movie.
does your agent get pissed off at you that you're doing all this other stuff? Do they understand?
They weren't mad.
How much money do you get for signing up classes?
Well, yeah, I had to sell my house at the time, and I had to
you're
sell a lot of
kidding.
stuff to support myself and not work.
Because you love the academic world, and if you could, you'd immerse yourself in it, but you still have to act.
And I was taking, it wasn't, I wanted to take those other pursuits seriously. At one point, I was not an actor. I went to acting school, learned how to act, and then got jobs, and people perceived me as an actor. I felt like, well, why not do that with my other interests? Why
Master
am I only
them.
an actor? Yeah,
Right.
why not take those as seriously? And so by going to these places, sadly but fortunately for me and all the other students, writers usually have to support themselves with an additional job. So you get all the best writers as your teachers.
Do the other students resent you in a sense that they're like, hey man, you already have a career and stuff, like this is just obnoxious?
Well, there are yes and no. There are, if you want to get into the details of the different programs, there were, I think, different attitudes. I felt different in the different places. So in the writing programs where you essentially work on your own, you go and write your own thing, and then you bring in the work to the workshop, and it's critiqued by the group. It's designed to be constructive criticism, but it's always one versus the group.
Right.
In a filmmaking program, it's a collaborative medium. So in the filmmaking program, you all go out, you work on each other's films.
It's like brothers in arms.
Exactly.
But when
And
you
so I
write
made many more friends at the filmmaking program than I did at any of my other
Did
programs.
you find that when you would go take a film writing class and then you'd go up and present, that the other students want to knock your work because they feel like, hey, this is our chance to belittle James Franco and fuck with him?
Yeah, not in the. I mean, the film program was just everything. So we shouldn't isolate it just to film writing. And the writing programs I was in were fiction. So let's be clear about what I was taking. But there were moments, even in film school, which is the one I liked the most, where I rubbed people the wrong way. I did I'll tell this story. So in the second year in film school, you make one film, a 10-minute film, and then at the end of the year you have a marathon where where the class shows all the films together and they invite friends and family.
Right.
So I made a film called The Clerk's Tale. It was based on a poem. I thought it was really well done. It got into Cannes.
Wow.
And then there was one teacher who didn't like me. She was weird. She was so nice to me in class, but whenever I had to present my films to the faculty for evaluations, she became a different person. And I just knew after a while, oh, okay, so-and-so is going to rip it apart. And so she ripped this one apart for reasons that everybody else praised it. So it was just her comments are useless. They're just based, I don't know what they're based on. Because everybody.
She wanted to have sex with you.
Yeah, she probably did.
Maybe. She actually did brag about having sex with people in class. Not in her classes, but when we were in class, she bragged about
Really?
people
Sex
that
life.
she slept with. Yeah.
So go ahead. So she.
And so that pissed me off. Because then the next day after her comments, that film got into Cannes. And then when they were scheduling the marathon, I couldn't I said to them, look, please just don't schedule it at this time because I have another film, a documentary I made about Saturday Night Live that's playing at the Tribeca Film Festival. I'm very excited that it got into the festival, and I have to go to that. So please just don't schedule my film during the marathon at that time.
And she did.
And it wasn't, now that wasn't her, but one of the other people on the faculty did. Now, whether he did it, maliciously or not, I don't know. But again, it pissed me off. So now I can't go to the marathon and see my film and share it with people. So I said to myself, all right, I'm not going to show them my film. I'm going to just show my film at Cannes, and I will show a different film at the marathon. And I didn't warn them. It was a film that, it wasn't a film just to screw off. It was a film I had made for a class outside of my department, in the critical studies department. It was a class called Film and the Body. And it was all different kinds of depictions of the body in film. And so in my film, I had people wearing scary wolf masks, talking about, very, very dirty things. And then I had filmed a person actually, am I allowed to swear on here?
Sure.
A person taking a shit.
Wow.
And I have that because it was inspired by, I wasn't just being a jackass. It was inspired by this Viennese accent. Yeah, maybe in part, but maybe by his source was a man named Kurt Kren, who was a part of the Viennese actionism guys.
Right.
And he has this film that's called like September 30th, but the other title is like Pissing, Shitting, Eating, Drinking. And that's basically what the film is. But the way that it's put together is kind of beautiful. He turns all of those things into art. And I was inspired by it. And people, think, oh, I'm just a jackass. But I was truly inspired by it. And so I thought, I gotta put that in my film. I gotta put that shitting in my film. So, and
is it a dude or a woman shitting?
It was a guy,
right.
And it was actually a shot that I was trying to put into The Clerk's Tale. The Clerk's Tale is about two guys that work in a Brooks Brothers shop, and just the daily, mundane actions of working in a Brooks Brothers shop. But
I'd put that in every film, by the way. Shitting.
And so I had this great actor. I had two great actors. One was this guy, Charles Dance, who's on the Game of Thrones now.
Yeah.
Yes, he's the dad, yeah.
And he was in Your Highness. He plays my dad in Your Highness.
Yeah.
Right.
And became a good friend of mine. And then this other performance artist.
So wait a second. You showed this shitting film instead of the real film.
Right. But I want to tell you about so actually filming somebody take a shit is not as easy as you think. So I thought I was going to put it in the Brooks Brothers film, and because Brooks Brothers granted us access to their store, they had representatives there. And so we should have just done it in a different bathroom, but we didn't think that way. So somebody had to go distract the Brooks Brothers representatives. I had stand-ins, piss and shit stand-ins, because I didn't want to ask Charles Dance to show full frontal on screen. So I had to get an older man to double Charles Dance. He was like an art teacher or something, and they got to be anonymous. It was just, for his dick. So he was well prepared. He came in, and he seemed to enjoy it. He was like this weird guy that was sort of giggling, and he's like, yeah, I drank a lot of beers. I'm ready to go. So this older guy came in, my DP, it was just me, my DP, and the camera operator. He was ready to go. He pissed for, like full minute. Got that. Then we had the shit double. And he
was
had
he
to double
ready to
a
go?
younger man. He said he was ready. He's like, all right, James, I'm ready to go. I had a big hamburger earlier today. I'm ready to go. So we get the camera kind of underneath. He's up off of the seat so we can see everything. We're ready to go. And he's pushing, and he can't shit.
Yeah, it's not easy to shit
and
on command.
we're running out of time. The Brooks Brothers guys are being distracted. We're down to the minute, and it's a short film for school.
Kind of movie
every minute costs money. Right. And I got desperate. I said, "Oh fuck! All right, I'll do it." So I got on. I couldn't do it because I wasn't prepared.
Right.
So then he's like, "All right, I guess we don't get our shit shot." He called me the next day. He's like, "James, I feel really bad that I couldn't do that for you. I'm prepared today. Please, wherever you're shooting, I'll come down and do it." So we were in a different location. It was a different background, and the wall didn't match what we had shot before. At least the wall in the stall. But the wall near the sink kind of matched. So he came in, we had to guard the door so nobody came into the bathroom. It was like more of a public bathroom. And it wasn't near the stall, so we had to like work up a little box underneath him.
Oh, this for his shit.
Yeah. So he stood over the box. It was such an uncomfortable situation. My friend got the behind the scenes that if you had it now, it would be so amazing. I wish I could show people, and he stupidly erased it. But I'm like holding this guy's hand, like joking with him, like, hey man.
That young shitter, by the way, is now known as Jonah Hill, isn't he?
No. It's not Jonah.
Yeah.
Jonah was too big at that time. Yeah. He's an artist now that I still know.
But get back
his
to
name's
something.
Nick. Wait, so he shit.
Yeah.
And I'm like, come on, baby, you can shit, and I'll do whatever you want. He shit the most innocuous, like, little rabbit shit. It was like a pellet. But we were like so happy he actually got something out. We're like, all right, baby, you did it. I tried to put it in the Clerk's Tale film. It didn't work. So I put it in this other film on
and that you showed at the film festival.
So that's what I showed at the festival.
But no wonder your teacher was angry with that. You were, but your teacher was angry with you. You're angry with the teacher.
Yeah.
Do you see what's going on? I think it's all because you're James Franco and you're in college.
Yeah, it was part of it. But also keep in mind, it is an MFA program. We're not, going to school to make kids films. So if you're going to invite your family to a marathon, you have a variety of things. Like, I know people that...
Are you crazy?
You're in film school, people have sex on camera or whatever.
That's true.
You know what I mean? So, so warn your family.
Right.
But I didn't warn anybody
So there was no warning, no warning.
Yeah, and not only that, I wasn't there, so I'm just hearing it, from secondhand, that they showed the film, people were shocked, and then not only that, there was one film in kind of my segment after that, and
they probably thought you were goofing on the film festival too. They probably thought you were being disrespectful.
Right.
And there was a part of me that was being a little naughty, even though this film had been well regarded and got a good grade in the other class. I was taking it out of context and, in a way, trying to,
Isn't it funny that you care that much about getting a good grade, though? I mean, at this point in your life, but I mean, it's kind of sweet in a way, right? Because you're still
I don't
competitive.
care about grades.
You don't.
I don't. No. But
didn't you get a teacher fired for giving you a D?
No. So that's now I can't really talk about this too much because every time I talk about it, he comes back with a new lawsuit, like I'm, slandering him when he's the one who made it public. But I will make it clear that he was not asked back. He wasn't fired. He just wasn't asked back. He was on a 3-year, thing. He just wasn't asked back after 3 years. He knew that he would get attention if he went to the New York Post and said, I was let go because I gave James Franco a D. I knew I was going to get a D in that class. It was when I was doing 127 hours.
And you couldn't show up for class.
I went to him and I said, here's the case. I'm really sorry. I've been passing on movies for the past year and a half to go to school. I can't pass on this opportunity. I'm still doing all my work for film school. I'm going to turn in my thesis, but I cannot physically be in class.
Right.
So whatever grade you want to give me, I'm okay with. He said, I'm gonna give you a D. I said, okay, that's fine. A deal.
Right.
That was before the semester even started.
Right.
Then I did 127 hours. Somebody asked me on a video, it was just asking me, what's it feel like to be nominated for an Oscar or something? There's anything funny about it? As a total joke, I said, I've got something ironic. I am nominated for an Oscar, but I got a D in acting class.
Right.
Not criticizing the guy or anything. I wasn't, obviously was not upset over the D.
Right.
So it was a little joke. I think the teacher even put that little interview on his Facebook page. Like, he thought it was funny.
Right.
Then he wasn't asked back.
And
so
then he
he brought
blamed
that
you.
back up as if any professor would ever lose his job for giving a student a grade. It's
true.
They're protected against that kind of thing. As if anybody in my department even knew I got that grade. They don't care what grade I got.
Right.
And if you're not asked back or fired as he claims he was, that has to go through a series of committees. So you think the dean of NYU said, oh, he gave James Franco a D. Get that guy out of here.
Yeah, it does seem like you'd have a little too much power in that situation.
It's ridiculous. Not only would that never happen, I didn't care. Nobody else at the
All right,
school
wait a
cared.
second. Listen, we're running out of time, and I got to get back to two subjects.
Okay.
Number one, your new movie.
Yeah.
And number two, I still want to get the Anne Hathaway thing figured out.
Okay, fine.
All right, so we got to get to everything.
Okay.
All right, now get back to Spring Breakers for 1 second. Let me understand this. This ain't no fucking a party. This movie. This is a dark film, right? I mean,
It's dark, but
it sounds good.
It's so smart.
You're a
be
bad
warned,
dude.
Be warned that it's not. It's not
You're
just a
warning
fun
people
romp.
now?
You know
Yeah,
what?
yeah, right. So
no, but go see it. I think it's.
You
I
play
think
a
it's
bad guy.
One of the most innovative films that's
Yeah.
out. I think because I teach at film schools. I know, and I not only teach at NYU. I teach at UCLA, USC, and Cal Arts.
Look at you.
So I know what the film students are like now. They are all going to be influenced by this movie. Before this, it was Tree of Life. This is going to be the new movie that influences all the films.
I might have to audit some of your classes, man.
You can come.
Yeah, I'm
no,
into
you know
it.
what you should do?
What?
You're friends with Jimmy Kimmel?
Yeah.
I get cool people. They need the right attitude.
Yeah.
I think you probably have it. They come in and work on the films. So Jimmy did it, Kristen Wiig,
Oh,
Natalie
you're asking the
Portman.
wrong person.
I ain't working on any film.
Why?
What do you mean?
You're
I'm going to
shy?
be a grip?
No, you act in it.
Crazy. Oh, act?
Yeah.
I'm too big.
And a student film.
Oh, come on.
You've seen Private Parts.
Jimmy
I got
did it.
robbed.
Natalie Portman did it.
Natalie Portman, who's she?
Oh, come on. Oscar winner.
Mason, can I shit in the movie?
Yes.
Yes? All right, well, I'll do it then.
Okay.
All right, so what I'm
Deal.
saying is, get back to it. Did you bang your co-stars in the movie?
No. So,
That's it? That's what you wanted to get back to?
of course he was. That's what this whole interview was leading up to.
I mean, you know what it is? You got so many good stories. It's very involved. I mean, I'm torn between Anne Hathaway, the
He
Academy
already
Award-
said he didn't bang anybody.
So Selena was with Bieber. Ashley was with Bieber's style guide or whatever.
Right.
And Vanessa was with somebody else.
Now, why did Vanessa say that she was scared of you on set? Because she said you sat in the corner and read books the entire time, and you were in character.
That's scary.
You were in
How,
character.
so tell me this: how is that in character? If I'm reading books, that character hasn't read a book in his life.
Right. I was going to say, how do
the
you
only
stay
way
in
I
the
stayed in character?
She said she was scared of you.
The only way I stayed in character is that I couldn't take my cornrows out. You know what I mean? So that's how I stayed in character.
So you don't stay in character the whole time?
She wasn't scared of me. I was very nice, and
She said she was scared.
Maybe she was scared because she had never done a film like this before. So
I think
she's
reading
being
is
asked
scary.
to do a kind of acting
Right.
where she's much more vulnerable.
Because she's like a teen, nice kid, and then all of a sudden now she's like in a gangbang scene or something.
Yeah,
with
and
a-
Harmony, makes his movies. He puts people in scary situations. We went to real locations where there are real gangsters around. We
Right.
went to this pool hall.
She was
There were
scared.
guns around. There was bad stuff that was going on just before we got there. So,
But she shouldn't be afraid of you.
my
I'm
character
afraid
kind
of
of fit into that environment. So maybe in her head it was
So
like,
you don't stay in character like Daniel Day-Lewis the entire time?
Here's what I appreciate that approach, and here's what I appreciate. What it does is it gives you practice. It trains your body and mind to be in that character. So if you have a character with an accent that is not your own, and you use that accent all the time, it's only going to help you. It's going to only make you feel more comfortable with that. So you don't have
It's got to be organic.
So you don't think about it. You want to, when you act, you want to be as relaxed as possible. So if playing the character off screen gives you the practice to enable you to be relaxed, I say go for it.
Absolutely.
But if you are doing that character off screen to sort of get attention for what you're doing, to me that's just sort of silly, especially as a grown man. Like, if you're doing that to get attention,
it's desperate.
It's like weird.
Yeah.
But if you're doing it for practice so that you're the most relaxed and feel the most natural playing that character on screen, and you're not thinking about it and it becomes secondhand, I say go for it.
Yeah, because like Daniel Day-Lewis was riding the subway as Lincoln. I mean, you know, he was like, didn't Lincoln?
I doubt he rode the subway.
Did
Lincoln
he
didn't
ride the subway?
Probably,
Give me a break.
I can't believe I'm in the future as Lincoln.
I think he actually walked to work. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
So
or took a horse and buggy
and split rails.
I think he did. I mean, I think he rode a horse to work on the
So
Crucible.
you were not in your new movie. You were not in character 24/7.
Maybe the accent stayed with me just because I have a weird and embarrassing thing that I just do. It's a habit where I'll take on somebody's accent that I'm talking to, and I probably just kept the accent. But it's not like I kept my
what was your
gold
accent
grill
in the movie?
and
what were you like a Puerto Rican or a black accent?
Southern? No, like just Southern, but
he was a black guy.
Southern gangster.
Like what? Hey, yo, ma.
Yeah.
Yo, ma.
Not
like that?
Oh, ma.
God.
No, I never said ma. But
I said that. What did you say?
Just like spring break, y'all. I said y'all a lot. Let's spring break, y'all, like that. But
so so you have to stay in character in order to keep that going.
But you don't stay in character to the point where I wasn't smoking blunts off screen. I wasn't saying let's go get some
Do you get
bitches
high at
with
all?
big booties or anything.
People
like that.
always think you're high, but I don't.
Yeah.
You do get high?
No, I don't
at all. Right?
No.
It's just it's acting.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I have a way of talking that I played a stoner. I played several stoners. I have a way of talking where I guess it's slow. I have very squinty eyes. So I guess it appears like I'm stoned.
And people thought you were stoned that night on the Oscars because you were. But you know what? Here's my theory on why you acted the way you did on the Oscars. Tell me if I'm even close.
Okay.
That girl, Anne Hathaway, is such a big personality.
Yeah.
That when I'm around people with those kind of big personalities, even in a work environment, I just clam up because they don't give you fucking room to do shit.
Yeah.
Is there any truth to that?
I'm going to try and say all of this without trying to sound defensive because I'm not defensive. I did it. I did my best.
Did you at any time feel that you dropped out? Because that was one of the claims that eventually you stopped doing the show.
Maybe I did. You know what? I haven't gone back and watched the broadcast. This is what I felt I was doing. It's similar to what Howard is saying, but in a nicer way. Anne is big, and a lot of her bits called for her to be big. I've learned from doing comedies and buddy comedies that you usually have a straight man and a wild man or funny person.
Right.
She was obviously going for the big part.
Yes.
And instinctively, I know as a performer, okay, let's not have two big people competing with each other and just trying to overdo each other with the bigness. I'll go the straight man role.
Right.
Maybe I went too far and became the subdued and stoned
almost
man.
absent.
But you didn't do it because you were ashamed or embarrassed by her or any of that?
No, let's not all put it all on her because it's not. It wasn't just Ann and I there. There's a team of writers, a team of producers.
Were you unhappy with the writing?
Yes,
right.
But
I get it.
But.
When did you know? Did you try to back out? Did you try to get out of the thing?
I guess
I didn't try to get out of it.
Right.
I mean, I knew that bits had been cut that were good bits that were going to give it life had been cut before. So I knew. Yes.
Did you complain?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But they didn't listen.
I fought for it. I mean, there was a bit where I was gonna perform as Cher. I'm not a singer like Cher.
Right.
her song from this movie called Burlesque had been winning all the awards. It won the Golden Globe. They thought it was going to be nominated for the Oscars. It wasn't. So at first they pulled the bit then. I said to them, and Judd Apatow said to them, you need this bit. Because Judd was helping write some of this stuff. You need this bit for 2/3 into the show. Do not fall into the trap of just doing an opening monologue and then just being kind of these ushers for the rest of the show. You need a full performance or bit in the 2/3 of the way through to keep it alive. And we were going to do it then. They pulled it. I said, please. This is if I do this, this will be what people talk about. It'll be
it might be the game changer for that night. They just need one good funny bit.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they pulled it. I don't know whose call it was, but
isn't it awful when you have to work in committee like that?
A few days before they said, "Yeah, we're not."
Were you thrilled when they slammed Seth MacFarlane and stuff in the sense that, hey, you know what? It just
Did
proves.
that take the onus off of you?
Yeah, like it's just like, you know what? It just proves this gig is just not
It
easy.
does. I mean, I wasn't happy. I think Seth tried his best. So I don't want, Seth to be punished, but it does show. I mean, after me, it was Billy Crystal. They said, "Okay, let's go to the old faithful," and they bashed him. And then, you know what I mean? So it's like,
you know what I'm going to do for you? Another time, I'm going to get Anne Hathaway in here, and you're going to do the share bit. So you can prove to everybody just how great it was. Finally. Now listen, the new movie. Okay, listen. I've had you in here for an hour and 20 minutes.
And Ann and I made up, by the way. Let's just get that on the record.
Did it create bad blood?
It was a really hard time after the Oscars.
Right after the Oscars, was everything okay, or was she angry with you that night?
I'm not talking about her. No, she wasn't mad at me. I don't think she didn't say she was mad at me for what happened. The critics were so nasty. I mean, it felt like it couldn't be just this what happened on the night of the Oscars. They had to be after me for something else because it was so nasty. And as much as I knew going in that, okay, this could go bad, and I'm ready to take that because I'm doing this not to be the best host. I'm doing this as an adventure. I will do the best that I can. If it doesn't work out, I'm okay with that because my dream is not to be the best host of the Oscars ever.
Right.
So I was fine with, the criticism, but it just felt so brutal.
Do you think in a way it ruins your adventurous spirit? Like you're the type of guy that's like, you know what? I'll take a weird role.
Chances, yeah.
I'll do this and that. But if I do it, then everyone bashes me and it doesn't feel good.
No, it doesn't.